100.9 ya chance ye remember nti ene ya chance wonim say ya chance sa brain so ansem hodo ekoso wo my Ghana mo odama ya hwedie mu nkomode e fa me no mienu ho ye fa adehye bi ho a ye nyina gitum say ye Ghana fo no e mu nkomode ye chance say ye die medi ni nana ama ANNOH TUFFOUR awie die empabo eso ena mami bia makwafa da ma odi ahyeme but with me able producer the almighty Odami Adamenti will execute. Adesima wi an komo awodo a yebedie no bi twade akwa akowie ehyehyede ahodo bi a ekoso wo my Ghana emu but mam sanso mu akwa ba bio se ene twede ampo nyankopon adama November boso me de to so di ngotwe na ye brada da pon na idie enka popo ne mantem wa yadwuyi yebeta sa relax kakra na mase amu akwa ba wa fiefiem onwuma so wo kwan so a wonam bia ya wote menka bia se wei aye memanti se wo do my Ghana na me so me do my Ghana idie gibrain na yenin common hwese de o my Ghana musi etie awia yi ansa na dwumadi a yahyehyɛ ɛwɔ memanti dwumadie mu no yebe sane ni nyina mu agu hɔ no asemba akwa mepese yedie mu nkomo ye video bi asosei enenam emonten so ne titiu ɛwɔ social media platform ne so ɛyɛ asefin papa apa nya asem ketwa na junso mu ohaw obema wo junso mu ohaw mesrew wo junso ide wuyi bi obema eso sa wo junso a na asa eba emayie na wanyinya wanim wote ya obi ewo obema nim mesrew entwen ma na nyansa obu akro se ama mantene ntemu o se kra de me kwara sabia no yese me postrate na duru sei hwe nyabotre wunti ana hunchin capsules ne wo ho adure di echi ane se wo beto na wannom ho ari echi na no enchi hwibio wo tonko ade wo se wonom na ye wo nipadua ni mu atwuma na de e wo se wunya na wo dwonso no bayie ne wapomudin wie peye no hunchin capsules na hwa asom saa kan se araba bazin capsules no so wo ho oba wo de waso bosumi aso e maaye me ntosa ne tipad intigram okay tena hwe we na kan de boabo aso a na etwa wahwe wodwom etimi kan de boabo aso bosumi mi ense maaye bosumi nsia you think so we okay because financially wunyi sika nkoto sanitary pad until you okay woni be man kodi ketemusem agro until you okay unyi nsen ye until the emma ne kra no wasumu adwo e na na mo ba bi sa na toto pad ko dan chi ankwa ma afobunse na wawo kwan esi Mr. Ma menstruation emra you can't cheat nature sana nyame ayo woni padua no wosese bosumi bi so a enkosua no a anya adwuma bia na akofa eba ato wo yemu na wosese ankosua ne dane moja na epai ne sane ede e ba ntise wodie no eba e na emmayie ana se makra obi wo ho se ama medie no so kra de mani fifi ye na ka eba 7 days no eba de se eba be 4 days odofo wodie no eye araba bazin capsules no number 1 obi susu wo ho se ama bosumi we eba na mom the following month emma ewo mu ana ababa akọ nti se eyo aha enya why apomudin penifo amiate asese enye ene nti na kunu Ghana Limited aye nhwehwemu a waye araba bazin capsules no ede som se wo ba ebebo amu afichi kromu ha wa free ho se waye ase na twinwi eye wo ya etutu wo ebetu ase de free ho menstruation moja no emmeyie eni no eyitum kakra eyi moja to anketenkete de ba besrew nombi ebesiesie no moja ne be flow yie wanya ahoten na wutima ye ofan na wona mo ba bia won se wapomuden awie peye wo ye ne de free ho a kin tablet ne so wo ho hypertension mesrew entwema ne nyansa na anu obi se na enye na se hypertension de se yade ho ye common yade ne diabetes de se yade akeke ntiwe ne ha dwen menim obi a wa manage hypertension o ka na o mototo twene sa o na se hypertension ne kra no menim obi a wa manage ne de for 10 years ye yi obi fie ye no se obi fie obi anya hypertension wetimi manage for 10 years patcho na won so do you know your body system ebia na wode no de wan kwanya bosumi anase bosumi mienu mpo ene nti ena kin tablet ne wo ho eboa ama wo BP no be stabilize no na wanya ahode foforo akina wona so ye ene BP no wodi di agro a ebeti wodi sebe se wodi BP no di agro ebeti wodi awiei emo aso nye den wate mo akoma amrafom tie me metwen wapomuden ho keke ene kunu Ghana Limited yese wawiei se wo mu nre wodwase na wachibi abo Mr. Kill no so achew ememu atwa ne kurise sanse bo atwuma ma wo mo ena ma che hunchin capsules no afi X and Y grunus no wo ho eno boa low sperm count tankrofo no ye keka wo ma se mo ya ade esori renchin na ade abo adwuma eba bia mfiri mu ma wo de nkrofo aya se wo ha ho kwa Mr. Okra de ya na wasem na mobo wo de eno nie X and Y grunus no na wanum bi why ebe boa papa ma ospense na hoɔden wɔ fam no ebe kanya hoɔden no na ɛyɛ process atwuma no ɛboma wa na wo de ne chance sɛ ɛtunkosua no a woto ne sentafo papa woto ne sentahenasa wo na wo kro no beso ye ho adwuma wate na wansu daakye ɛma ho de ɛho hia na no papa ito ye mise na japade o ye bisa ne sɛ na ne ma no wo mususa wo manyinyini de ɛkyɛ sɛ awo ho hia na wo sperms ne wo fo ehun su wo fo mo a ahoɔden no wo fo mo obesi den ene wanya ba metim so ya no wadi so sa pepepe kunu Ghana Limited wo maduro no enam na ye papa nti no mesre wanya do mesre wani de nkasa kakra pharmaceutical shop licensed chemical shop and herbal shop okrampo no wo magyata wo mani ase wo moton bi papa 0244 139 176 and 0204 139 176 afei 0274 139 176 inti first code no enesesa wo sha no so sa na wo fra dodo a wo hia bia no kunu Ghana Limited adamenti wo de besom no wasom yie afei yankomo no amebo so kye wo no awada wa betimi aba homa no so na yakoso a adi nkomo na bibia nso etimi awie payie ya no asese oniema yie wan oba homa no so wadama wo kasa no ahwe ne yie kakra de amame eye wo mantia you watch asem no a wo beka no ye ntiatia wo bi na so emo one experience bi so obi hye obi ane ya obi ye obi ayaka de obi kwan ofa so kasa ne ma ho se de osi ne ma de si ani wo fie ho de obi didi ni kunu me se to de bi anye mema no kwa na bro wo mo yiri obi wo hwa wo tisi ni kunu so ahu be ma no wo fere wontumi nka ho na abeto wa ma me bu no hwan ne yebo no ayebo ba na yebo be ma no wato wadwenem enso so be kwa na bia be ma ne yesibam na ma na no soro no sabi ayepo echencheche ye ema ne bi ha twen me se oni nyina yedi hu nkomo ahwie yi ansa na ebre kwa ne mu no yabedwafo beba ni atranset mi atoto adwene wo ne nsem ahodo a eda eyepono so ewo ho wada ma pacha otemenka ma hen hello pacha otemenka
Mr. Kappa.
Correct. Me dance papa. Me din na na ANNOH TUFFOUR now so eh.
Yeah, me ABC. I'm Kasifi Abed True Abeka.
Correct.
I mean correct you say who say who be free by 5 to 10 minutes. Enti yantu nka but the person we are di my yeah it's for.
Okay.
Mo fa no be to just say in case if you call here from we can move that then of course because my friend Jerry, my friend or than my friend and when that be quite me say money and you move from what career move Peter will be about move 5 to 10 minutes.
Wow.
But me na at my boss in my take you are painting me make me okay me to be the answer on a panel see I'm a kind 7 well we when you be and then but to side abu oba me ya for an because me ya kwana me ya as a fashion so as all work and as to be editor as a fashion one born with back you can come with a class them and media you can say upon no yes down they say you think we can video can you call one and yes ko what from account yes a penny for so NDC new, so MPP new, young petrol will be when you say because opposition also want put a good mass and now they just took the whole way. It's just over man 25 years. Yes, so lesson Emma Afofro, yes, Demopa, Joa Shama, and Abulu, even Kwabia, Chabu Namda, bye bye.
Okay, yes, sir, dance papa 0302 257902. And at 0302243540. I hear me mainty to me dear yachansian. And come on, me de chance, no yes, or be a yachano of Ancon Potemu. 24 echo, video be an enam social media platform, no, a Facebook, and soon would dear chin, at a chase are cratching. Na or buru or baby, or bano brano or bruno, no, or bunwam, na dejan tasso. Or banner da form munumino will soon walk on or back. Onyan oda so bro no ankasa obi gina nchen wo video ye ena wodi to Facebook ho despite media de ani de achie na hwehwemu ba beto odwa se nipa kro no ana oye bema no o bro oba na wo fom oba na deja daso no ye fre no John Odante Lamte ye se oba na o bro no eye ne yire na na o bro ne sa no enti obi a no wote ben ho ohunu de ekoso no na ani ye ni nyan ontumi nkoho so empata na o video saade no ede beto ho a osifo ene yakasa wo mache se o machire owura no na o mochire no o monam kwan so kɔ no ene obi tia posifo ne na sese hwɛ mo mehe mochi rachi na mama be chi no aye frɛ no John Odante Lamte no onua no mienu oba ba akobema ba akose nipa no wode video ni to Facebook no ono ne abechi omunua be menti omo ne no mfa hansi akora mo nkɔhwɛ omo akɔ ataki nipa no ampa no omo di posifo no edane wo mo ho ka na omo di akɔchi nipa no omo san de dane wo mo ho ene wo mo kɔ ho no kwasam sɛ omo duru ho at the right time na omo beti atu nipa no so na agya wo mo sibam ne bia nkasa ho na posifo kyere owura John no a no obro ne yire no omo chi wonua no mienu oba ba akɔ be ma ba akɔ no sesei omo posifo akache na ansa na ye be hye me man ti dwumedi ase no posifo tia ye na so sɛ omo guso ye nhyehyɛ san sɛ omo kyere no immediately hwehwɛ mu afrase nti no omo hwɛ sɛ ansa na onwunu bedwo ne no wɔn de owura John ɛne n'abusuafoɔ no ɛbɛgyina court na wɔahwɛ deɛ mmara no ɛseɛ wɔ hɔ na ne yɛbisa wɔn sɛ nti ne yere na no ɔboro no no wɔ hen ɛna wɔn kyerɛ sɛ no kwasɛm wɔn duru hɔ no sɛdeɛ na ɛhwie na si akɔ no ho adehye nsɛm a no wɔn ka no polisifoɔ se adehye no se sɛdeɛ na owura John asi ahwe na ma hwie na akokɔ ne widie mu a yɛsɛ wɔgye ne ho anyi no wɔde dahye atɔ wura mu adwane ohiane nkwa etu wɔde ne ho antipese adwane the polisifoɔ se no so kra no wɔn ne adehye wɔn pɔtɛm adi nkɔmɔ na wɔn aso polisifoɔ na tietia baabi wɔn nso sɛ maame betumi adwane akɔntu wɔn hwɛ na wɔn aboa hunu no na wɔn atumi de na kwan arasabea nti ɛno nso so mu nsɛm no ɛno na awia yi mene wodi nkɔmɔ na mekyerɛ wo sɛ ne owura no ayɛ no ɛyɛ ade a etia wɔ man Ghana yɛ mmra no even though the law says say yɛntumi enyi no atɛn sɛ wodi for outright because mmra kɔ na asan so kasa yɛkyi obi sɛ ya ɔyɛ suspect until proven beyond reasonable doubt before a court of competent jurisdiction eti yɛmmra no so deɛ unsɛ nyɛ sɛ so okon na emia wo saa mmra no yɛ very flexible sɛ ɛma wo kwan ma wo yi wa no so wa danse bi afabra na emom bambɔfo no ɔma bɔ ɔkɔ atu no ɔmo so ɛtena sɛ de wɔn adanse nyinaa ba na de mmara na ho wɔ akyi no de ho no ho nsɛm ɛwɔ hɔ etimi kyerɛ mu kɔ wie sɛ Domestic Violence Act 2007 Act 732 ɛno ɛkasa de tia esu ne ɛban a ɔpani adan wadie besan so kyerɛ mu kɔ wie sɛ Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29 ɔkɔ ɛyɛ section 84 ɛna afei section 69 71 a ɛno nso kasa de tia de ɔpani aye but then nyina mu no the law says owura no ampa video wɔ hɔ of which somebody will be quick to say ama video does not lie this is a true evidence that's sɛ nipa no deɛ wɔyɛ no wanyɛ ne yie nanso mmara no say yɛmma no kwan na sɛ empo ɔbɛsɛ wɔfa lawyer ɔbɛtumi afa lawyer empo ɔwɔ adanseɛ bi a ɛkyɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ wɔ no a ɛno nso so wɔwɔ but the onus lies on the police sɛ mona mo yɛ hwehwɛmu no mo prove beyond reasonable doubt sɛ de yehu wɔ video nim no kwasɛm ɔpani no wafom mmara no nti ABCD na wotemuafo no so agyina so na wode na so twɛn sɛ fata de aba nti wɔna na mede asi a mekyerɛw sɛ yɛkan nipa no wɔtwa saa video ɛbɛto social media platform no a ɛyɛ Facebook no ɔde wɔnya akokuduro ɛna wɔde bɛto ebia wɔn so ohunu bi ɛwɔ mpɔtamu o compound house a wɔteɛ okɔ ne babi ohunu deɛ wɔyɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɔbaa na wɔyɛ bɛɛma bi ayakayaka deɛ timi si ni kunu sum sabi to sɛ ni kunu so bɔ ne minim wɔne ne ma kyerɛ so wɔ hɔ nyasɛm ketewa otimi hiti ayon sɛ deɛ ne ba yɛ wakokyina ma nonsia bɔ timi de ayon ne tane n'akyi obi timi pagya ne ba nan na ɔde asi gyam ohunu bi ebia wonya akokuduro nkan timi sɛ yɛnkyɛ wɔ afidie so na yɛnhwɛ deɛ nyinaa yɛbɛtumi ayɛ afa ho ɛna msɛ frɛ me wɔ 030 22 57 902 030 22 57 902 and our face 030 22 43 540 bahoma no sana yeni nkomo e wo kai se wo hi eye me mind live on Neat FM 100.9 me did nana ANNOH TUFFOUR me able producer owura wodamia diamond ne wa ha ababa wa so no anadama wo boa streaming live on Facebook eye raba akopɛ tuntum so yo frema abankro frema abankro nti eno so mo nsɛm eno no ɛde na wonim ɛkɔ hɔ bare yɛkɔ yɛ nimo no abegyafo ban yɛ bedi nkɔmɔ kakra ne ahwɛ sɛ de eniema mu si kɔ ɛwɔ hɔ pacho wada ma so temi nka ma han hello good afternoon sir pacho wodi ni be afrɛ me free okay
Alam plan fear no for Eddie Cockot. Wow, Yansa wow. na ada na wu ni uyiriti a aware de oba no yati mu ware na munso mu hu na oba ware no onye donko mma se oye bibi na ese wakuma owa busiafo fa kotu omonim na omontin esem na mamu na mami no osu jani no sa ojani niketu ukura waka asem no so mami no hwachim no niket no de pie dan mu na ojani yewu adan na oburu ti se donko sa ti se abua bi tabi se we tan na we na uka bisi babia area bia obia no ho betima Africa se sa nyama no nkwa wo ne patemu eye suban aye bibifo no aye kura enye ensem pata o yiri enye udonko wo ba ese mu mbabua mu hu wo babua no no so aboa na ebane se na uburu no sa nti me stress aban babi aye dinu ko durian on fa example Emma one sa no almost share the improve because a cost of my Ghana Hanamo and ye baku and yem aye bebre ye subino dear and yes ma young boy bra Yamin Kase yam bro mat say 77 more and yet and send fata yes say your subine manu binu so one munu ye yano mu to kasa mu di abufo ba na wa kaso na mutina asudiem oni nyame ya adwuma
eda se papa also betumi aba ahoma no so na yedi nkomo so ewo ho live on NEAT FM 100.9 from 030 22 030 22 57907 hello mpacho wada mahai
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but as I saying,
who are doing who you pronounce well?
yeah, me, yeah, family, yeah. I'm say, no man I cost Ghana 9 years, you know, because sometimes, and I say, Yenya apotrek akra Emma, yere no money, yama. And I be two or honoma, I am man so umudiago. Madam Namiti, Kaswa Adumestic. One day me peer me ba me fear in junction. Me drew one on that guy be or the motor be see on a girlfriend. Me see the way was he born on. Madam, my nya botre me drew one man me yima boy na then opeso kunana. And the bad boy no yes oh yeah you know who say me first blow na the way he call you know. Na wo say the be o ka so yeah me pra no. And he wo gina ho na me say aden wo yeah yi. Say wo yeah yi umpe na ko baby. The bad idea, no, say 3 days time, no, or nay, girl, in our by a damas, say, upon my bonus, assuming now, many about the same, I do mistake, yes, I'm here, bonting, or no, my bonnet, you also a radio caller, and I do hear banana girl, beanie, boy, you muttered, we hasn't that dear, when the dear girl, no, never you girl, no. And you 1 week here by a summer 2 girl, me, when almost I've been at the same place, or more, Edidon. Oh, and you saw no visit. Then you tell me, so Bibiano or Chisel cannot see one man. They are not ever. What do you mean by reporting my police? Oh, Chama Yakun. And yeah, Timan so dear, yeah, no. And the Ghana, no, Obi Witch, and some of Pierre Tiani fan of Belgium, and I know I try say, or taking videos in pictures.
Yeah.
Obey raining in a real and a Yakuni fan of a Saban or Wanyaso. And did not go yes, and can fear for no more. Or the mom wrote them on my one because Muman Kuna, police one by Baba Chimina, because Munina Moya suspect more on one Wokun. And tis a Muko to be Bisana, young tries a rescue Nipan first and San Diego, but no social media, and one of the two social media near that day. Oh, yeah, that's another one rescue Nipan life now. Okunanka, Abanas, and next time be Bisano, who be Bisana. The first thing obey and say, oh, say, oh, Timukana, no one is alarm because I'm over Baba who is Yamanipana, and then I say sometimes no be Diano, you have to say it to media, and so Nipana life on on fire. On an one minor, may I say.
Okay, yes, you're dancing, Papa. But even and found one idea, or Banoa yet, and found one idea, Bearman, ye war, and ran a baby anywhere more quite certain I won't suck. I wouldn't Nipana sue. That's also one thing I was said, yes, Shannon soon. mmara ne baabi ani hɔ ɛma wo kwan setena wo nsa ɛwɔ nipa no so irrespective of the nipa no ayɛ nti ɛno so yɛmfa nhyɛ yɛ ti mu saa so ɔka sɛ mobile bi ana no ɔden wɔdua bo a wontumi no you walk away wontumi na no ɔden na ne nso adeɛ ɔmu ne kasa na no bro wo deɛ no so ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ bobɔ na no so sɛ na no mpaapae ansa na watie mmara no ma wo kwan sɛ ɛne afiri hɔ womfiri wɔn so a twe wo firi saa nipa ne ho ɛne ne dwumadie ho sɛne ɛbɛyɛ a ne su ne ne ban ne nka saa ne ne yɛ no ɛnto sintidua ɛma wo nkɔyɛ deɛ mmara no nhyɛ wo sɛ yɛ ɛno saa no so betumi aboa papaapa. And you see there is one dangerous thing was saa deɛ ho sɛ nipa de ne nsa keka wo na wapa kyɛw ana yɛtwi n'anim ana mmara no atwe na so na wapa kyɛw and then the next day na ne nam ho a ɛno so yɛ na etu da bi akyire hunu kakra nti hwɛ ɛno so ho asɛm ka yie papaapa wayɛ baako mienu menya hwɛ abufuo na baayɛ ne yapata no wayɛ ebi ato so ɔsɛ abufuo na baayɛ na ebi ayatwe na so bi abusua kora abam na abusua bɔ ne kwadu yɛbɔ ne kwadu wie ne yatwe na so yɛsɛ onsan patown no wayɛ saa deɛ no mesɛ mo ani na hɔ ma wani ɛna hɔ esan sɛ ɛno akyi no wanhwɛ yi a deɛ bɛba ne bria na wo mpɛ adeɛ bia nipa bi yɛ no baako mienu no ɛyɛ ne su ne ne ban ɛnyɛ ne nyina na nipa ne timi twe ne ho efiri ho obi a wɔso wɔyɛ torofo woyɛ ne din a wɔyɛ torofo ɔnka no kreda wɔne no kra bonsa ho ɔnyɛ no kwafo wɔn sɛ wɔnka no kra adeɛ a wɔre de bɛka bia no atɔ so baako mienu miensa wɔnyɛ no kra kafo woyɛ ne den ontumi nsesa no and there is always one thing menya kwan a ya meka no wɔ baabi sɛ nyame kra wɔ bɔ yɛn no sɛ yɛ nipa yɛ su ne yɛ bɛyɛ ne nyame onte aseɛ and so God is only managing us or managing He's only managing us. And to who point to me nkɔsesa wɔ bi ɛma ne mfete sɛ deɛ wɔpɛ you can only manage the person. It is all managing a ɛnyɛ yia please walk away. Since ɔbɛkɔ akɔtene wo nsa poopoo since wobɛtena sɛ manipa no bɛbɔ ɛnɛ no wɔde ne nsa bɔɔ wɔ ɛna wɔse ahono kɛkɛ ɛnyɛ hwee ɛna wapa wo kyɛw na ade blog atoto so ɛkyena wɔfa se kan abɛsidi ahu na ɛkyena yɛ tuo nso ɔfa adeɛ bi di abɔ otim nso unhunu eti wo na woyɛ nipa a wote wo gya ho ɛna wonim sɛ deɛ egya no si hyehyɛ wo fa ɔdɔfoɔ advise yourself to me ni wo advise yourself obi antumi nka bi ma menyi ni sɛ owura yi sɛ kyena bi mpo na asotwe aba sɛ bi menka sɛ saa na bɛkɔ no asotwe ase aba ne yɛ de na kɔ afia ase ne wakɔ akɔtwa ne bre bi aba no wɔse ɔpa na yere kyɛw no ɔsan ne na ba bɛtena se a menyi ni sɛ posifoɔ bɛtu aka sɛ da bi yɛ ntene ma wo yɛ mpene ma wo nware ɔba no emra no nka saa but wo individual wo nipa no na wo be si ginaye ehunu se no we na mafam we na mahunu maso nsuo maso ansa enti akira asem no korakora ne se sei na wo si ginaye a ebeboa wankasa we aye me manti me pacha wiai medika bo amane se mete mami biama kwafo akunya so edi nkomode afa wo man Ghana ho ebre ko nanim na bedwafo beba ne atoto atwen na mom se CID ye wo bre kakra bi wo yanim premier yedi nkomo edefa domestic violence said ye binuma yakayaka de yedi etumi hwehwene binom ye buru obi se nipa ne ben yen se wo men yen sukuu ndem kra no kyerɛkyerɛ ni bi etimi ye sukuu ni akoda yakayaka de ni bi obi sua adwuma oya apprentice master etumi ye nipa ne yakayaka de a ebia wo shop be ho ebia wo tai fa ho wo hunu saa de no pacho ye ne emu nkomo kakra me telephone lines am di dwuma awia 0302257 909 902 and 03022435540 Mr. Subio 03022435540 and our face 0302257 oba ahomana so ane yedi nkomo kakra ne ahwe enema ahodo bi ya achewachew de fasa domestic violence ho a wonim ayakayaka dia de ye nipa binom ewo yempesua so ye montene ene ye mensene kronso so ye wo obi kra na no tia me na so ka se ama ase na nipa ni nim se sa asem yi besi me kai pa ofra me ose ama hwe ade bi ha dwen papa pa na nipa mfa ye ni nko so ye ama na ye normal thing ena me bi sansa dia de wo so hwe na se obi timi ka se me pa akwala no watena na wakọ krokuma bi mu akọdi nkomo se an akoda opeso okosuku wo krom no if I try me person de ni kokrom kwatena me nche no so me mu na me so me hwe ni suku odofo asem ya kire nye de akura se nkwa awo ne ade etore bia na emu sesima ba be bisi basa nti akura ne nya ne sa no a owofo no ka se yo ne fa mba yiko wo se nipa ne bi kwaji akoda no sa de ne firi kroketo mu ba krokese mu a oboa de edikan ayakayaka de ne bi yese enye suku no de akoda ne beko de etoso mienu ebu on so de akoda ne beto adwumam na ono so nyansa no dwumo se ama enye nokre da enye nokre ebri enfa nkora ne nsu adwuma na mom de oye yese onye sika kakra na wakọ fama so eye na wakọ akoto chest freezer na wono de asi baabi e de eton ensuo na de akora ne na eton. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Pacha udinu ya frame free.
Ama bolos ni o mi kasa fi abokobi.
Yeah. Meme na mami nti wa wie.
Ama na de waji baton no.
Bidasi abra.
Mpabo kese pa na de wodu na semu.
Enya asem ketwa.
Na mi sira o.
Amen.
Akra. Ama sa adle ni mom de in fact na mi se nka no kre. Ade a enipa bi mu ayere omo de sa omo ye no. Oh, nyame kwa ne na social media ne pictures ni ai camera sama ko dikeke yi.
Okay.
Nanka we se obi anka ke bede ne ehu. Nipa ebrewo.
Papa.
Nipa ebrewo de mpanye ma nko a mema bi muso bre pa mani bi ebu mema no. Me ama no kwepa na meka no.
Eyo se be mani pia bonte opie free dem ba nkwan wo nti no wo be he. Suturo bi ayi no.
Wa hu suturo bi a me ni bi area na ma me no o macho keke na sbo obo papa no
bo
makopata ma me kura fe kwa de ma bre anya mete o oba no zuzu a o se ono no oba ono be ma rent ne de a o tene nche no wo de bia o so na boa na wo buru kwa so a wo so wo nko kete wo tin se wo ho de si be ma ne nti ama
edio
misra wa ai we ene ya wasane ta no be ba me boa
Pacha say
ya wasane ta no be ba
menyini menyini
okay me wo problem kakra
okay
political show na mo ye no yes we political callers nti esrewa won se ye kan sa asemi we wi a we no politics na ba no mo kan wi no yen mo ma yen ka biom isu yes we political listeners so wa won ti e be srewa wo de ama wo de wa ya wo ba meka ari atrew esrewa mo hwe na mo ye bi fa ho mai wa ne
oru odametie o
ne friend pa ti mo ye bi fa ho mai wa
okay
ya mi shira we bre
ame insurance ya dance papa producer me gidi say mitimi fa kakra bi ka ho wo ho ana say okay 0302 257902 brahma no so ni nkomo kakra ya kasa edefa domestic violence ho ya ka dia kwa wie wo mo ne binum te a o mo so so eye nema bi a ensem fata nyina de ho. Hello, good afternoon. Yes sir, mpacha udi ni be frame me free. Yeho adom mo de sheba.
Okay, me da nyame ase. Ama. Unchekire mu a wakekire mu ewia we atoma so mi pa. Na me pacha wo so mi babraja ho ya no chara mamo.
Pacha obeto nka dodo.
Odame. On one sorry to babraja.
Ai o wa ha. Na sefu guidie. Na damenti na ne boa ye den ye. Ala bia wo bi. Ene ba ku bi ode avade e chen kure nya sem kitu o.
Yeah, to bu no. Iti bajo ka jere se we lagbaja na evre. Ni pe fi akra.
Okay.
Yeah. Many ba. Missy so atema. Me ka me hon samu ade ba ko. Se me fa me sanka ba ta wasati so. Na makoso so ajishwa be fi mbari sana ni bishwa menye ni pempeso be. Se wuntumi a ompe a eno so boko asundwembra obiam pe ne be biakra. Na mema kra na omudi omusaka ma menti asio. Eti ni pacho nie papa so ya branch so ya papa why ye. Step Japadi a woda ho. Nuna udia trouble ten.
Oh.
Compound house. I would rather yanko be real we bam say ade ni. Enti achira ubeta kwa da ho ana. Because sabi o ya me mfa me tie say me sabi me jolo se pa o. Na obana frafo ehwe me yere sere nkwa kwa bi ofu na how much more japade na that will just about thing ebe asuru te na form ebe I was mranetwe abna papa na so omusu ana mo prevente se dientina obi akwa no omusu so was mrano eno mu because bone na omu nipa omu bra ni di omu amutu ho na omu bra di sansom monsa no omu pe aden e ba ni say David me class me dey say so omu pe ni fana jaro kwa nonko
no
that you men come for overnight then limiti e sabi se ma fa bi mu da ma wori jai e to na se me gese atamiye no doso na ma ba mata de wa na me no
na me ni abe me de bia kwa ya metai kasa nipa yi na wofo gugu na japade mu nsuo woni ye bo wudin gugu ma wana
baby
anya wonko a enti so wakọ ho na amfa dase ne ko ba bi
baby ba ita ko e kasa kura on baby na kasa fin padie enemrem ka kire me ama me fa body ama me pa chu fin padie do asase so e bi kwa ne kasa kura no fin padie bi kura ada baby woni sia na se tedi wo kwa da e ti nyawo ti wo no traction awi o
enfansi na nua ba ko so gina homa no so
na se so na se nyawo bi ma na se
oh quite unfortunate.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Please, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Please yourself.
Shall I say I'm fine, by the way? I'll try to see the truth. I'll see the truth. Yes. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
No, you have a monitor behind where you are, and you want to monitor yourself at the same time, so that's disrupting our conversation.
All right, no problem. Let me turn on the radio a little bit.
Okay, I'll be glad. So we can carry on. Okay. All right. Hello? Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Obapa Biama.
Where an ANNOH TUFFOUR?
Oh, nice one. My voice next and more voice next and will be a come.
My many about when a day.
Mr. Medi, the champion of the Adam of the Flea. Ashama, Yako Ponka, on what you ma power yet. Now it's there on Abu Joshua Kamba. Now, what's the Anama? What our money do Ashama? Why?
What show you?
I really, my boss was Paso. Now, Kakame Fessa Mechanism, the Bema, Ono Bao, Nasa Obano. Nano ye pele na uhene mwa entemuna na wasole nuwa pie jaro na because o kasa o tena se a e mani bi ho ma no ya na se mo be ka no hwe ya me mi se me nto me mensa wo ba so da me nya bi da na aba bi ho no ma be ma bi su ha oni ya botre o be tena se anu o tie o ba na nu mu se mo bo wa wa to ne sa pan me kura se mi suro ne kura se ewo wo ho beblebe o ko so nsa bo no na se o komunu hwe a o dey fine
Waji wani so
me da na ma no kura de me se me pa me de la life me nya bi da Yakobon so ma me nya bi so da because nipa de bi dia timi si nipa mfom so ne niam bi wo ho no ma betina ye wo be ye wie pe no anu eti esre mi nua no mema no pa se sa de ne de eye so musua emrofo no sua de ti na ye bi ko eti sua emrofo yi ye se va on san kan oba o ma dia tu Ghana hamla ye just mu pe ye toilet so sabe private ye be oba nkwa ha be man kwa ha no pe ye nya sa subana na sa ne man de emwa wo do sa ba oba ma sa wo do ho akose problem mu eti misre the same this so aba power ya ba groma ye de bronya we dia ne ma be ko ye pa Yakobon kan ho ene waduma pa ho ye bye bye
amen and that's papa one council ho wacha also betu aba homa no say ye wo break akra bi we nim ye din komo de fa ayakayaka de anipa binom ahye oba tumi ye bi obema so eye bi wacha bema bi bro oba so bro bema bi wodem oba bi bro ne ma a wo hu ana ye ma hyew udu aso dem obi tumi ta ne ba mu nyasam ketoa ni nyina wahunu bia na ye ne mu nkomoe na no de esi wo fanko pacho yen kan wo afidie so se ne yese oba na no wadi no okun no abu no aha ne mo mfanto hu no obi aba de ode ne ehunu bie ene de wate no na oka a obi a checha adwen eno na atwa akọ wie so obi si eduru ba bia ma no ya no edin dodo ya na ahomte eno na se bema bi anso na koma mu a na wo koto ne nsa na eno so kora no wo moral grounds a bema emyeyie se wo beto nsa wo ba so na afa nso wo hwe ye criminal offences act no a woni kwan se wo buru obi se wo ye ba so ye bema woni kwan se wo buru obi ana wo ye nipa no ayaka de nti enu mu nkomo na ye di na wiansan na ya bafie aba be ya amanyosem so kakra ntimi se kwan wo ho frem 030 22 57902 ana 030 22 43 540 na yeni nkomo so e wo sa kwan no so ono na ya chi no wo posifo nsem nhwehwemu e koso ebia na wo de waye bi emra no nyanya wo nti eya wo se wa ne woga wo hye baabi e na wo koso ye de wo ye no wo ye oba wo ye bema hwe owure asem obeka ye oso oba besia pa kyese waye okunu ne tesa akoda wo boro no nti wo ye wei enhyira ben na wom se bema ati sika ya ho ade na wo ye kokuti ya wo so ye oba nyina wo ba anware bema o bema na ware ba wono no waye ho ade ahye wanimunyam na so be boro no a tene yenya wo nche wo enhyira ben na wa akire da man so no mo sori a prayer camp ahodo no mo nam no omo bisa de bebre che Ghana constitution ta ma no awo ma no chochochocho o ma ho ade ye no obo bema na otwifo bema so na wo be gidi obedie me silver mu a wunidi sabia se wa wunidi na o ye ne mense mfata se wo mo kwa no mo bisa de do so che Ghana constitution ofiri sofo we ho na okwe ha na wo twan ne pa sum sabi ma wade nye ususu no bantia na ama no awie sam nti eno so emunsem eno no bara bre ko nanimo no maka cho se ye be hwe na agya ye be fie hanso atima ya amanyosem kakra. Hello, good afternoon. Yes sir, we didn't you frame me free.
Efo na mi kasa o.
Efo wada mama mintie o.
Yo le da si asema odi atena. Akosia mami ni fa we entu be ma nyina afo. Se unu oba atena. No oba no o ya didia, uni asi nchi hu a. The best thing is that we didn't come and busu afo. One ke we are me ya be ma ni biba, the we are yen be ma ni bi titi in ba ni bi. In fact, I am very abhorrent. Na akosia na se sabi ni yiri wu ye ya bi tena to fie na me nya kwa hwati.
Efo we ya ama efo ama ni why?
Ama program to be na wo hwe sabi obema no worry ba no ni tena so tena sabi ni ka chen sabi who can kind na what did that what sort of to say classic pa sabi ya kasi classic and no be on tena so we kura
da bio
so be ma worry ba na wo didi na tem timi tu na ti be ma and I will say enti no worry ba no how best because Ghana how afi su no ama I say mra na ya duma hwe me ma transfer Libya kakra there's no way them ultimate foul saka bad aka ukra ba dia obeda no ba ha no akwai ti say oh yes we are actually we enkosi free enkosi hu anka we ni ya we ye ostate we wadi we ni e na penifu ahwe na ye di na abet ya jeli ni ya ye fa beto bonti them we obu ni yiri ni ya jeli ni 5 years ya jeli ni 10 years no obi a the yes bisiadi we gusiafu we ba ko rawram da bi efo da bi amasa da bi da na efo so mu emba na mu transfer Ghana no emba no you people are so weak apart from politics na be so oba bi kasa say we anka ba bi emba nyina be sorry aye demonstration emba nyina you women are enemies to yourself mun kasa na mu your vice president ko your oba so mi hu fa so bia wo so ko say bibi ati oba si ati ani pa bi be mi omu ni eso so ati wo tfona mukasa onye litani asoro usu mo yifa obo yifa omu kasa de pia ye politics onye lita ene wanya ba bia trust un kasa mbamba ni wow masa man se ye mu ye kasa man sha ye adi yesu kasa ba ba mami ban transfer na mi ru ye che
efo da so ye efo bampo da so ye pa GBB amfa nani so ende oda so ye wonyan to ho
wane ye adi wana ukazo ye
sana woka na oye bampo asem
dabi oye lita
be pa cho say oni oye lita bi wo say lita ne ye past tense etwam why na bra bo mu past tense
obi din transfer odimi society say mi kuru ye lita
oh efo am so free Ghana ha che u free Libya ba ye nche on
ade wajawari
oh a che kura Achakra inti oye bampo. Huh?
When you cry, yes, you're more about school platform in Yatiko, and I win one. And I saw well, want to be called Yatabo. On Wajawari, or better not for
Hey, if when I hear Fanagan, I'm not so Jawa, I won't qualify so Bekan, I ask them, and I can will be once.
That mean your program were empty. There's no way say will be on who cry Jawa, Jawari, said you see the Indian family, and the never who could be a something, and Jawari. There's no way you can do that because you already you are divorced. How can you tell somebody to go and say, "Oh, I like this"? Wow, actually, no, who can grow Ghana? Ghana, how many people grow? Where are we coming? But it's our objection. I'm not TTP. My name church is Lloyd, or my youth organizer, and Chairman Putti, and I MPP Pennsylvania and show media with that.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. That's Papa. If yet some quay anywhere now. Yes, dear. A monster son some no AC at here. Join your live. NEET FM 100.9. MIT, Jumedian viewing. Madam, my atmosphere, your day as someone. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon.
What is your about dinner? We are free free.
Pacho said the name is Free United States of Ashama.
They do
By my
Madam, I mean, you
Michelle listeners, Nina. Therefore, Yancy, who see your money, of course, Nigeria Academy. Therefore, say, Nana, say, later, which you are on to me, Cassa. Wouldn't say, eh, dear, sad year we never see her. Ever boon, ever you know whom naked in Waja, our arena, said, therefore, Obahima, contact Banum do on more problem. Can in Berman do on more problem. But cut the Pia on Michel Didobi. Berma be Nimbanian, what 2 amman or do on my share. Contact our awareness as any bino, Berman moving on my bottom. So I shall tell first to Bodawum. If you need a warrior, young. And the Panano Cassa, Mbanu be no man more Cassa, and say Fata, Berman be so honomoa. Nay, I reach a honomo. In check on over Paul, Obama, Berma Bia, check in the Cassa, Nicassa, means BBI ye, and we check it. And yes, I would back come up but out for a chireno or the Nadani bind. Boom, 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 boom. Tan soon and Banu be so on moi. Oko worry on my back here on my cassette. On my back here, worry on my bano. Into the chair, would ye, why ye, or no, would miss. Salam
That's Papa Bemena. Na minimara producer so obiso senior money ya worry wo ma list no. Yen fan shem se mema na so ye hwehwe wo ma dwene mu ansa. Sanso no oba na wo se ye hwehwe na dwene mu ansa. Because obi wo ho a esu ne ban bi oda na di no. Obotai ne kwa. O she heels ne kwa. Oboa. Wa gini 6 inches heel. But esu ne ban bi obeda na wadi no. Wo hwe ne saa de we bibia ye pepepe de. Because edua ben na etwio. Ohu. Dua no eben no. Eno a na etwie nti etwi nsoso no wanhunu ne hwe yi a na eno soso ababaye ensempie. Ewie di nkomode afa yakayaka de ho ewo mementi. Omanya ye timu yi yenyina ye busua baako. Nenu nti ena ehu hia se. Ne ekoso a entwe yie no. Madama yenyina edi emu nkomo na ye hwe hunu se de enema mu susiti ewo ho. Enei na ye obi a ye friend John a ya kire no. Ebia obi so de hye baabi. Yenya ne ho asem kra. Be me na wadama ma hey onua.
Hello?
Yes, sir. My hey.
Onyame asunde na enka wo.
Enka nso ade sheba.
E frem wo de sheba na ebo nsu. Nyame nhira. O kata oda me say o mi nhia fitiam ho. What yana?
Wa wate dodo, wate nka.
Anyway, despite media, me bomb paso ankasa.
That's it.
Interior minister so me bona paso. Na Ghana police for me bomb paso. Social media, I think say your friend Odufu Kungfu. Say obia ntwa me to abon tesa ka musu mu.
That's what I said. Yabatabo. Now me did the pass. Bemano. Yes, if you from there, almost a go Catramase. Nana, no tin so, no one Tamo County was deadly. Open the penny office of your opponent. That is of your opponent here. And the police for Nakupon Shamo. Nipa senu emano siya na manu bi so ya me ka saka woman na dia tem da bi wo dia tem ko ni kwa se fa ba e bunu se wonye na ntwie anase utwai e bunu yanya de sa na se ne sei che the president ne ka we na ma wo peli na tonta o mani abri no we wakotena dem wa fa ba enye oba no awade ne wuntimi a twase ne ko ba bi na o dia aba bunu se wonye suko no bi ana wo wie ne sika. Make us say what there is. I don't tell more. One knows how Jenny be. A good catcher, Master. And to one new war yet. This is the time my Ghana police for Miss Albon Basso, or I'm calling that I'm Chatapana, Cantinka. Aha, me, I'm this year. Dr. Woodbomia and I don't want to how can you see me? What is Mamonia Juma? I mean, Shamu.
Amen. No chance to say dance, Papa. You better have a crown as a producer, fancy, and you hear some young call. Okay. 030-2257-902 030-2257-902 and 030-2243-540 wetin aba homa so na yedi nkomo kakra mementi ewiei oman Ghana munsem na eja ye sha asedi mu nkomo de ye sha ase ya yakayaka de a ye de ye hu se nipa opani oba de bi ye obema Obama penny di bi ye oba penny oba bi di bi ye akoda bi sanso na akoda bi tumi di bi ye penny bi eye suni e ban ye wo nipa ho ye ya ade a etie nipa ye nhada nwene ho saa ye kokutua so ana bibie du se wo se ye bibi nti na ye ye ya kofa nkomo ya ba eye obi a ono ye benkatachi a ne dabi chi yire watie si ni so aboro oba ne papa obora ma oba na dagya eda so wanu oba na nkasa wavim no woni widiem na se de esi koso no na nipa binum twade to social media no so Facebook a bambo force hunu bi o mo se da bi we de Ghana ha na he o mo di ache na sese ye Ghana ha ya ofanko ene o mo di ache o ma che owura no eche no eto de bi abusua ni mu nsem onua be ma no onua ba se nipa no odi video ne to monten so no onye oya bronsam ono na ame akire wo mu nua be ma nti o mu kodum no ene no so posifo abekire onua mienu no aka ho a se nipa no odi video no to ho no so o ma hwe ebo ne ho ban se ne be ye na obi amfa na sembo ne enko no so eno na na afrefre san komo edi aba se ayakayaka de ni bi koso ye monten so pa he ye kan se no ana de tu ye hofo na ye atwi ye ho firi ho akwan tse se bi ye se bayie no o kan animu aso da mu hu sa honhom no wo ho ana agya obre no ho ase boko enti ye ka yesu ni e ban boni wo edwam sei no ne de ye ho aduro se wo so twe ho edi firi ho wo ye be ma bi a wo de ye ya na kokutua so na wo yi wunsa na wonim yesi bidim krasan bu wi a oba na o se me nanu adua na mbuafu no atese abonten obi susu wo ho a e bi afia kwahomasem ne ye kon se me de menya na menya wo ya na metua wo ye me den no na metua na akofa gidigidi aba ye hunu se de ye besi akasa sensa ye nyina agya tum se ye ware ne ye abusua ba akono de ye hu se de ye besi akasa ebirim so kra de nya awade ye mpana twe na enso so de ye koso no ye tintim be ma asum ye birim be ma ye birim oba wo wie ya nso se de menia be aba akoba anwan so kai na wase ache se nipa no ato ho na ne diketem se mu agro wani nwu asem won fere ade wo se nya akokuduro nipa no awo bo no tete no awo ye no ayakayaka de no utimi san kan tim ho na woni ni diketem se mu agro na mbedi agro ne sai agro no mbedi ni sai agro ye se ye nikanika ne anije ne adidie na wo wa buru se nipa ya vim no ama wodi suni awerho na tifie ho anwumre wo se aka na tim ho ana awia bi wo se aka na tim ho pese oni ni diketem se mu agro no na woni ni di agro ne sai woni di ni sai ono so ye nipa se wo a enum nkomo na hwien ye di medi na ama ANNOH TUFFOUR metena mu de ma mi bia makwafo my almighty odame obomachi se ko mebe ma therefore ba akopɛ na no no ipacho owura magyerin so ta achie ɛna afi awura so no frema abankro eso adament ye shimi live on Facebook me share ni mu krata no so ebra ko na ni mu ne ye be ya manyesem kakra ye mema ntia we di nkomo ye be hwa ye Chief Justice na yesanso ahwe 2026 akohoma sikai ye wona ntwiaso ne ntwiaso kakra bi wo ho a yenya nwurawura yo ana ba bi wo kra ye di mu nkomo nsoso no ya adwene nyanko so saa ehunu se ha na saa se na e pa che potem wo ni di free ho a ese Ghana Armed Forces atia ye nan se nyame adom a ene ye benada ya woda omo se ahye recruitment na se wo Greater Accra ha sei de si ya mpanifo ma wo di dwumedie ne konkon ho no omo atoto niema yie eno so ye behwe na ye di emu nkomo kakra and this time around omo atiase se enya bia ye baako na wo manipa no wabehia na wahwa ye sa recruitment no nemom wayiyim mia bebre sa mia bebre no so omo di bedi dwuma sa bre no osanso duru ho a eno so centers ne be mienu ene wo ho wo kyese de si ye ni nti oman Ghana enya musuahu no ye mpese de si ye ne be sanso asie bio wo hwe nipa tia ye tia asie ya ese nipa mienu pe ene ensesa wo adwene wo gina sidie ho de edi kan ye sebi bakwasea ye toso mienu ye nyankopon oman Ghana sebi ye nya kwasea o ye toso mienu ye nya nyankopon nti de asi na me nya suahu no bi se ebre ko na nimu no wo se esesa ye nsa no kwan a ye fa so yesa soja police any immigration service afi fire service any prison service kwanya ye faso yesa recruitment no say hu na ye nya ninti no na sese mpanifo asesa won san no wasa kwan so a ye be bo awura mu soso ne ye hu no se de emu nsem no soso esitie na no ye tena fidie mu ha o na ye no apɛ roda me bo wa mane se de ese wo bugri na abu wono soso ne dwumadie mu no agya sɛde yɛ konkon ho no soso emu nsɛm ensoso ɛwɔ hɔ ye se ye pe obi ye mpe obi enu nso musɛm wa MVP amanyoko na so ye atena se awie ye bɛhwɛ na ye tu emu nkyene ne adi ne nyina nso mu nkɔmɔ kakra de aka ho na aboa wa fidi kɛse so ana de ahye utim o my Ghana ntie o enye o my Ghana ke asɔre de think ye die nkoi nkan kɔmɔ ye kodi ne se ne nso o my ne yie die ene ne nkanko ensoso ntia megidi se de course ne nyina abesi ha sei na yabo awura ensem ahodo a enei egumanim ha sei ne so maka cho se de edi kan ebebo awura ye Chief Justice Paul Bafoboni aso eye enro wo mampani atena yem ekwan mu tene ye abrewa na dama oyi pomani firi ho mampani ma kwan ema opani Bafoboni so akofra mu swan ye oswan di tu mu se sese die nyina achi no oman Ghana ensuo mu awia mu o anadwo anopa awia kataban so ogitum se oye Chief Justice sade mampani anam emra no so aboni din no na wakomra sebeja fie mu o matoto na no a eno soso mu sem ewo ho no enti se ka Justice Paul Bafoboni ne ho ensem kakra panifo asese amiate ase se wono kra no kɔ local authority school ye no ewo go so a ehɔ no wo share na disua ase afi eno nten kwada nkyɛn na secondary school nso ɔkɔ Konongo Oduma secondary school university nso de oba the Almighty University of Ghana Legon ɛna afi nso yenim sɛ ɔyɛ mranim ni enti no agya wɔgye ne ntete ye ɛwɔ Ghana School of Law sɛ yɛkasa obi arane anase wa raise through the ranks ana ɛkyerɛ sɛ adwuma no a ɔyɛ no enye ofiti prekopa na waduru soro ho saa won afi apem ahenkron ne ade wɔtwe miensa 1983 that time no obi awutie bebi kura ne yenwo wo ɛna ye call it to the bar mini sɛ no wagye ne saa bere no wagye nteteye a odimu ɛsɛfata na awie sɛ ɔyɛ emranim ni wɔ Ghana ha ɛyɛ yie ɛna agya mpanifo yɛ asa kusuma mamre no nti ye call it to the bar 1983 wo yɛ no di free ho a wayɛ temuafo wɔ circuit court pen saa bere no wɔ Kumasi Asantema mu wasanso asom sɛ high court judge ɛwɔ dua nkwanta afei so court of appeal wasom wɔ hɔ yɛ appointed in 2006 Justice Paul Bafoboni ɛnɛ Ghana Chief Justice na asɛm na making wogyina mu wɔ Supreme Court dwumadie no nso a ne appointment baayɛ ɛwɔ June bosomi ni mu ɛwɔ 2008 saa bere no na mampani dada ama apaaba His Excellency John Ajekum Kufuor na na etie adwa so sɛ ɔman Ghana yɛ mampani wo yɛ no di free ho a judicial service wo wɔn hyehyɛ ya wodo bi wɔn dwumadie ni mu ɛwɔ asetena hodo bi abrano ya na ɛkɔ so emu baako yɛ disciplinary committee of General Legal Council openi watena so asom afei election management committee our judicial service dwumadie no mu ɛno nso watena so asom we are no di free one judicial service ɛwɔ wɔn aba a wɔn to abatoɔ no hyehyɛdeɛ mu no so no wɔwɔ abadwako a aduru hɔ a wɔpa wɔn fosi abatoɔ no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛkɔtɔ ɔten ɛno nso na abadwako dwumadie no watena so pɛn ama emu hyehyɛ nso no wayɛ bi papaapa obegyina mu sɛ acting chief justice wɔ brekora mpanimfoɔ ma yɛte aseɛ sɛ BBS awo yɛ former chief justice ma metokonu dwumadie nam na montuo mu ɛne nti petitions ahodoɔ abɛduru mampani anim no wahwem ama mrama mampani kwan sɛ wɔn pa abadwako na wɔn hwɛ ntu ho na mo saa brɛ no mampani gye ne nimdeɛ mu afutuo efiri basum ko a ɛsom wɔ man Ghana ha sɛn council of state ɛna wɔde gyina so pa saa committee no a wɔn hwɛ petitions no emu no wɔn hu sɛ nkrɔfoɔ binom sɛ mo makuchie de agu krataa so abɛdan wɔ no mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said wɔn susu sɛ yɛ former chief justice Maame Tokono ne su ene ne ban ne ye bi ene mmra ne bo ebra kakra wɔn hwehwɛ mu no wɔn akwan ma ɛyɛ committee no efiri wɔn dwumadi ase saa brɛ no ɛhyehyɛde ɛba yɛ no ɛma mampani ho kwan sɛ wɔn yɛ former chief justice Maame Tokono wɔn mo no dwumadi nsinsen wiem sa apan to suspended no ɛno na ma kwan emu da hɔ ɛma ɛnɛ chief justice ɛbɛyɛ acting chief justice saa brɛ no ɛwɔ eprobusu minimum afia emu na efiri hɔ de kɔ n'animu no mampani ehunu sɛ anamɔ na otuo no na kwasɛm adwuma na ɔyɛ no obetumi ayɛ enti mampani officially bɔ din as a nominee sɛ meteke opani sɛ ɛbɛyɛ appointment committee mo ntena se na mo mfrɛ wɔ wura yi entoto na no na mo nsɔ na ho ɔden hwɛ esan sɛ deɛ manhui ɛne deɛ wɔyɛ misusu sɛ adwuma no obetumi ayɛ na nso tumi ne nko ani wɔ me nti appointment committee amɔ mmra sɛ bɛgya fie madama monto nsa frɛ no mabɔ ne din as a nominee sɛ chief justice ɛnɛ deɛ ɔyɛ acting deɛ na nso mo frɛ no na montoto na no deɛ bɛsi bia no mo ma Ghana ade hye ehu no kwasɛm mpanimfoɔ frɛ no ma wɔtena ase dɔnhwe bebree mmra sɛ bɛgya fiefoɔ a wɔn kadifoɔ yɛ appointment committee no yɛwɔ adom kuma ne mma ebi wɔ so owura ɛyɛ ɔsahene afanyɔma akente so bi anɔdɔmprɛ ɛte so bi enye ono nkwa wo nua no medom kuma na hodo bi a omo ka ho ade ye wo edom dodo no so ebi eka ho wo mo dwam tenafo eso ka ho bi na wonim wo mo tena se ne se misa ne de piinu abaaye esan se radio stations ahodo TV stations ahodo ye fa ye despite media ye fa ma mo tie bi san hwe bi eti mu hunu se de opani ne nkomoko ye bisa ne nsema ahodo pi se so we chief justice adwuma no wete sen na de ne wonim de fa ho wɔhunu abakwasɛm sɛ ebinom yɛ chief justice aba ɛkɔ wɔno bɛyi ɛdeɛ na yɛ foforo wɔ ne dwumadie mu a ɔman Ghana de hyɛ ne titiw ɛne the judicial body no ɛbɛhunu sɛ yɛnyɛ chief justice kɔ ebi aba nanso ɔpani justice Paul bafo bɔne deɛ ɔdamufua no kwasɛm oyi wɔn ma no akyerɛ wɔn mo sɛ ɔno ɔwɔ akyerɛ hɔ bench ne sɛ reserve player no na ɔmmɔ mpa ya kɛkɛw na mo na osua bibi ne ɛwɔ sua no ogidi sɛ no na ɔde ɛbɛyɛ atwuma ama judicial service no enya no so mfa so no kwasɛm mpanifo gye ne tumu etim so sɛ ɛne ɛnkɔ emrahyɛ bɛgya fie the main chamber na ɔmo nyinaa so san ɛmfa ɔma no nkɔtom bi ɔmo de kɔɛ wɔduru yɛ no nso so no ɛdɔm kuma no a even at that time during the appointment committee sitting no mu a ɔmo working out no right at the chamber and ɔmo yɛ the last anobaba year to confirm owura justice Paul bafo bɔne no ɛdɔm kuma no at that time raise 1 or 2 concerns ɛwɔ hɔ ɛno kora no ɔsahene kasa bi mpanifo ahodo ɛwɔ ɛdɔm kuma no fam bebree nya kwan ɛnso kasa bi kyɛ wɔn adwen ɛde fa ho owura bafo mu nyinaa at that time wɔn so kasa wɔ wie na ɛdɔm dodoɔ no so no deɛ wɔn nim de fa ho owura mama ya ganso ne dɔm ɛnso ɛkasa de fa ho bi I remember at that time in the chamber say a Greek minister onumonyamfo Rikopoku ɛnso so ɛhyehyɛ deɛ ntia wɔ susu sɛ Elise wo man Ghana ye yemfo nso da na ye kasa yemfa tumi no e man justice Paul bafo boni oyizi na bakosem ene ne nsem ahodo pi adigu ho e ma mu nsem so e baaye na asem no nyina atwadefu aye no na se beja fie chi amehene nso so no atu mu nkyene na ne nkyene na woto ye ne ma ne hunu se e wo sesese de wo moto aba se de mra se beja fie e mra no esitie ogina standing orders no so ma e mra no wo mo de to aba no de di kan wo mo de o ma no eno to ye obisa se Womo a efo so. De di kan womo enfo so. Se eni se tumi no yede ma Justice Paul Bafoboni. Womo empeja womo omo enfo ma no nkasa se bia yefo so na yemfo so. Yenyaye. Eme no numbers baaye. Eno okan womo mofo aso eno so numbers baaye. Eno okan say the yes or the eyes have it. E wana dom kuma ne ba ko sori no se da bi. Chame sound na what here no sound near the same sound. Omo fo aso yes and no sound no the same sound volume no ejina pe. Eti se be ya yenya head count. Na ye hunu se ya kan kono so enan eno de ye kan no ba ko mienu miensa ye fe no nya adwuma. Indeed, de no oka no so ma se be ja fie mra no. E ma no kwan sa eni ti chia me hene e kan se waka ne sa ene ta na won be ye no we san se mra se be ja fie de. Omo na hye mra tu mra. Eti mra no wo ho a omo ntwa nchia. Enti omo de mra no ye adwuma. Chia me hene ma kwan e ma clerks omo parliament. E hye se omo so omo nyintum se Justice Paul Bafoboni yenye ni Chief Justice no omo sori nyina ho. Ene enye obi na be ka cho the obvious was that the minority in parliament so original woman na so. Omo na so gina no ye kan wo mo. Ewie ye no na ye 69. Ana yesi wo mo ntena se. Omo tena se wie no se mo so amofo aso no. Mo sorry. And the majority side of MPs in sorry. Eno so ye kan ye. E kan na chese wo mo nam 183. And you know what? Numbers ne ba wie ye no. Ena edom kuma ne baba akosore no se no way. Ampa ye 69 yate. Omo ye 183. Nanso chame hine oru ababen. Mo kan ye dom dodo no. Na nipa mienu a omo nye edom dodo ne ma omo nye MPs. They were among them until we suspect say yak makan wo maka ho into omo figures no. There be ante ase. Sabre na ye hwan a asante mantamu soafo Dr. Frank Amwakohene. Ena no opani ba konso ka ho. Enti speaker ka say oh, say mra se beje fie de se nyame ada mane aban nti no. Refurbishment for frakoso. Ye cameras ne bo adwuma. Cameras no esesen. Omo se ye hwe cameras omo se da bi. Dr. Frank Amwakohene ni se nipa ba kono na omo nte ho. Speaker, wo kan say ye nkan no omo work it out. They were not part. Omo say no. When a speaker say opese asundwie ba na no kra ye adwuma nti no. Ene ye mon frɛ Dr. Frank Amwakohene. Omra na onhwe manim sabi. Manim yedu mehwene tia santamu na wonyima no ewo edom duduo yi ene national television UTV kan we camera say capture no o mesisu dia say as at the time omo ye head count no na wo chamber ho ana Dr. Frank Amwakohene baaye na chiame hene bisa na say wopani wadama enkura hwe osusuyan udwumadi a wudi bia enkura hwe wo mani mpanifo so hwe osusuyan we ye a key public figure inti wasema wo ka bia na carry weight ye bisa wo say ebre no ayeye head count edom dodo no na woda so ate akunya no a waba mra se beja fie ne de ama wo setena so main chamber ha na woda se to so wo ka ho bi ye kan wo ka ho ana e na o se Mr. Speaker no ebre no wo so yigina wo mo na so no a me kwa abontene etu kan sa ye mfra mi kura no ye be fra mi abontene e na maba adansedie no enu nie ona cha me hene se mo ene na figures no aba no ene de ye atwuma e kire se edom dodo no have it say Justice Paul Bafoboni amampani eboni din as a nominee na appointment committee toto na no indeed o deserve it into one and as I say wo you my Ghana Chief Justice ene ye hwana ensembo no e course so shia for photo man ne baby o bia opani we de otiri nkwa na mjidi so oro so te de obeka ne meti dance nti ye wi no sa na o my Ghana mra ne say ene na wo beko mampani anim na ye de o my Ghana ya mamra na ma na wadi nsia kantam se adwuma no se ni se ne tentu be ye eti eno so ho dwumadie no ekọ so no awomra eye mampani atena yem as say the Chief Justice officially eye Justice Paul Bafoboni nti wono ne ho abakosem na meka kire oba bi o se suku ase ne say ye calling to the bar from 1983 till date and wasom ewo judiciary ho fema mo ate ase se ye wo cases ahodo ewo Ghana ha opani atena so a ye bossa cases ni so a eye abakosem eda ho se oh ampa sa case we mekai pa Justice Paul Bafoboni ene tena so and one of those cases in ebi on so a na ye the 1992 constitution the clauses ni bi wo ho an interpretation say bibiasi na obi se menteme ho ase wo ho ye de ne gina court ye kenkan amamra na ye gina so de ne gina court no na o se da bi wontene ho ase a Ghana ye mra ne ma ne kwan se ene onko ye court kese no a ene na twa to ye Supreme Court no na onko ginchiremu efan free ho ye constitution no it is only the Supreme Court and na omo kire constitution every year clause bi mu ewo ho. There are some of cases ni bia watena so na interpretation of the clauses in the 1992 constitution are guided atemuafo bi in their ruling amen nso so aye mu abakosem. A typical example was that emra bi asha nkomo bi shanse ewo oman Ghana ha sen tan nkomo na bi se wote duam te se nit fm ha ye fie ene ya han bi meni eye frema ena opani sharifo abetena manim ya be han bi ye fie wura eye oru odame na bibia ba na oru odame se wo to a ya yeti fie ha no se yensem odu yetimi to ye betimi alobe ne ato ehun komo no ko empanifo anim ewo court ekodu ye no Justice Paul Bafoboni katemuafo a wo motena sasa no Supreme Court o chemu ko wie se no Ora Sharifu o sika se de ya untumi mbidi bi wo fie ho maami frema obua untumi mbidi bi ama ANNOH TUFFOUR untumi nto je se outsiders enti ehwo ne de mra na nkyeremu sese bia ukoyi wani hye obi no abeto ehwo de mra ne hwem ne mu nsem ya me personality no mentimi nto bi wo ho eno so eye one of the key cases a wo chekere mra ne mu wo ho a eno so no ubisa ne ho abakosem ewo wi ase ba bia eno so bata na edwumadi a wadie ewo man Ghana ha sen. And the almighty 2012 election petition atemuafo omotan asem ne so no Justice Paul Bafoboni no ka ho de ekoboko ma sumdue ba ye wo man Ghana ha se ye giresi de ba ye se NPP amanyoko no sa brand no odi animo His Excellency na Adanko Akufo-Addo eto abane wie ye on so tene ho ase enye yie osusa aba no figures no e ba ye no bibie si wo ho nti wode court no Supreme Court judge fo etena asem ne so ehwetiti adansidi awodo ehɔ na the almighty you and I were not there. Election petition pink sheet won komo e ba ye ewi achie kro ru ase din ketia mu nyina je wo mo samba je wo mu tu wo Ghana ha no sa case no na Justice Paul Bafoboni otesubi eno so gina sidie ban se penifo so tete mu adansidie no ekodema His Excellency John Dramani Mahama at that time so ono ne din kunima adwumadi akabia so etimi to aso oka atemuafo no mo wie de recommendations chede o mususu se e wo se edi gu akwan mu na ebe ko nani mu no election petition e ban aye from 2012 no e bin sign confront o my Ghana bill no san chede o mo di gu krata so no na Justice Paul Bafoboni oka ho na mpanifo de sansem ni nyina enso so e ban aye 2012 kran so no ensema hodo pi e ban aye obeka ya there was a popular case in this country ya na eno so opani ba ko Eugene Bafoboni enso e de ko Supreme Court na ono so ko bisa nchechemu se ene esi e kire asomasi ana obintin bi on a criminal case adanse no aposifo di bediti asa nipa no kwa court no nipa no ho kwan se onya adanse ni bi one o lawyer oni lawyer kra no ho kwan se onya sa adanse no a aposifo di bediti na kwa court no onya bi hwe na watimi amboa ne ho abayi na no yi ana eno so na akwa atwuma mentwe kakra ewo yebeka se various suspect ayache wo mo under criminal offenses na yede wo mugina court na eno so wo ho eno so kodu Supreme Court no Justice Paul Bafoboni ka ajejefo etena ase a omo so ye nhyehyeye se ye chi asomesi bi ye chi obentin bi on a criminal offense case a emra no ma ne kwan se bambofo adanse a omo de ba in terms of witness statement nyina no monna no adi enche nipa no a ya che no no a oye suspect no moma ni hunu adanse di ABCD o manim ni a moma ne mra nim ni no so hunu bi na omwa ne ho ye no obegina court a otwetwa agene decision eno so Justice Paul Bafoboni ne oka judgefo a omubu ama ebede adi asese ye nunti no ye tenda obi witness statement ina the suspect or the accused person no ye kana sem no ne mra nimfo ho na ono amunu a ye mani hunu bi se adanse die we ene ye de ato court na nipa na sem ne asem si oka sa abre no before 2015 na sa hyehye ni ho before 2015 ye chi obi a do obedi adanse ne gese court no abehunu abegina adakam abebo nkuro tintintintin ebi nkuro no kro obodu mfimfini ewa ne ye twa so ye se kene bi ye besan so ababio nti after 2015 Justice Paul Bafoboni ene mpanifo wo Supreme Court tena sa asem ne so obrekwa owura Eugene Bafoboni edi sa asem no ekoye a contest so hia chechemu under the constitution was ansem no no and wo mu chire mu e de to so say de ye chire obi a de obedi adanse no bambofo e hwehwemu e fa nipa no witness statement a dru court no mo tenda in a nipa no a wo yes suspect no ono so wo ho kwan se ohunu emu nsem no ebi enti opani ho abakosem de e do so pa is otis obi e bo no tofa say oh justice Paul bafo boni wa rise through the ranks a na chese niema we nyina bi eye adansedie enso woni twemedie no ho meba fidua mu na ya hye ye nkomodie no asesa se mabedwafo ebi wa ha nti ekwan no mu da ho se ye hye nkomotwetwe na se a eye yie anya CJ asemi nkwa na yebeka ne yebeka Ghana Armed Forces recruitment na say omosan de new date aba se ya woda na wo mu ebema kwan na ase ahyase no eno so yebedi emu nkomo wa ha na yehunu emu nhyehyɛ sitie yebehwe budget no mu kakra se proud to budget no na adwadifo bebre yese fasting na wo ma ye if nyasem ketwa esi bebre aye fasting se ye wo sika aban gie de free ye ho se to no ya na ehwerem ano adin COVID-19 to say aban yin free wo ne ade ye aban yin free ho aban yin free ho no kwasem eba ye nso aban no waji enye no nko a taxes no bebre wo ho a emu nsem wo ho ebi wo ho a say ne sitie ewie ebeje penam ne abedwafo e de emu nkomo kakra but mind you said you see your 2026 budget no nkomo ni nyina and take effect this year no just next year 2026 ntingase na aban ne se waye we enso ye nhuni mpacho ebe take effect 2026 Chaifu hana ni dina ka ho ne de hwe imi ko school ade ba ko e kire me no yesi obi din pa de wonya shu amo mane mo nkire wansa obo kire wa and then wonya kuku next time wabo so atimi ato ase na din to aya bi beto ato pa be woni ba beto ni din na be woni di basasa de ye fa nya adwuma ho onia akaba pacho kasabio na mehwe hey na nye no ana na nye okay Sharif kasabio we kuse
you see
opportunity
way
sure one otiefo ene ahwefo social media fo nyina yeah dini die Sharif Kantajere
Sharif Kantajere
yes Kantajere
yeah
sanity
e wase chebi wa ho e wase
Dagati name
oh
yes
Dagati man
yes
okay akaba bio
media so
okay
yeah
ya be na ya brand sa oda ma yensi form we na yehunu se de ebesi afa no me de minya ya issues no se de di kan boss no CJ de wo ho Ghana Armed Forces de wo ho
okay
and afi budget no ho but minya ya kan fa CJ de no France
yes okay de bia na opese won ye na de me meaning problem well with the me can say finally
before we knew on brofo
the long awaited is over. Justice Paul Bafo-Bonny is Ghana's newest Chief Justice. And me use the opportunity way to also say a word of congratulations to one of the most experienced judges of our time. Very affable, hardworking, very eloquent, and a man that is very down to earth. A man who has gone through the mill in his quest to make the legal fraternity better. He has contributed enormously towards fine-tuning the justice delivery system. You see our Ghana higher. And so for such a person a person of the caliber of Justice Paul Bafuboni to be elevated to the higher office of Chief Justice of our land, we can only say congratulations, and then anticipate that within the short while that he's going to be in office as Chief Justice, Obefa reforms adia bre, so that in going forward, the legal system within this country will be much, much better for us, especially we, the ordinary Ghanaians. It is often said that anytime that the legal system of a nation is being challenged, the poor and the vulnerable are usually the ones who suffer or bear the consequences the more. And for now, dear, Justice Paul Bafuboni, as he was being sworn in by Yemampenyi, President John Dramani Mahama, he admonished him, used that opportunity to admonish him on what is expected of him, the anticipation from the good people of the Republic of Ghana, so that at the end of it all, what we are going to benefit from his elevation to that high office of Chief Justice of the land will be one that will inure to the benefit of us all.
Unkwano wanom na wakabro of yugu yesu sa no ade wonu so ami bia no wonu mi wa mambi na woman bi no mi na mdi bi mama tiefu ada ke nyina yesu mi wo brofo mu sa na de ode ye mi ye wo kan brofo mu sa na de me so meti nit fm 100.9 me so anya me sa brofo ne bebre mani wa hu they were you be soon to do. So ya no ba for my madam eja wutia ne wa ha. Ba for mama sa na eti ase na nyina edi wachi preko papra. Saka salia. Na wampa.
Oh yes.
Okay. Kasabio na minti e.
Yeah. Hello.
Say there yo.
Yeah.
It's unka akra. Okay. Saka sali akwa babie.
Enua.
Deal free.
O say.
Deal free.
Hey, deal free so oh yeah. Mina kunu kwa so. Yeah. Well, I mean. You can say.
I mean, you need to come to her. No, we
need to make a
boko.
Oh, eboko.
The radiance. Yes, dear Gunia. That's my mom. Saka Salia, Agent NPP Amanyukono, Anemo, Ora Sharif, Agent NDC Amanyukono, Anemo. Yenina Yawaha. A fan say we were NDC, we were NPP Nemum. Yama in TV, and he didn't come. If free justice Paul Bafuboni Hono. Ora Sharif, the sword one was here, but I'll come back to you. Who's all persuaded bro from the same one? Yes, okay. Enra, my penny, yes, I say we a year. A penny sack from Mushan, yes, I see we Chief Justice. Assembly be war court and dear, but yet we are now officially. You will Chief Justice, or none yet. Justice Paul Bafuboni.
Yeah, Mamma for Konyawe, I'm in chair, Tiafonina. First of all, we share Numa AC and Sana, appointed Chief Justice, no. And I even and Sana, Madam Chief Justice Tokono, yinadi. I think, say, a idea and to assume. Into some cry. Emma ye democracy no. I go back say more than 50 years. And Usha justice. Say justice must not only be done but it should be seen to be done. Say, oh yeah, dear, oh per se, oh man no krenun dadia. I say, oh ma, obia who the processes no. The processes must be fair. Processes leading to an action. And a decision no must be very fair. The processes leading to removal of token no. And yeah, they are fine. And let's take it say, omu follow constitution na omu at the end of the day no constitution nature say committee na omu form no, that is the Puaman committee no, the committee recommendations was implemented. But number one, nyoma omu jinaso omu yusi ediyi to Madam Tokono a framework and it if they use the same test on anybody, even including the president cannot stand it. Go share Article 69, which also which is about the impeachment of the president. If not because the president has numbers, anybody at all can manufacture reasons why the president should not be president. It offer Chief Justice Tokono na o say ne bane ne kunu atukwan. So what? Say ne kunu atukwan na omu atukwan on the taxpayers' money. The only thing the Auditor General can do is for her to refund the money. Even if maybe omanfa nkwan pa edi to kwina. That is because who share the predecessors omu amuba ansa na ono. The predecessors including Sophia Akofo, omu kauno, including Madam Georgina Theodore Wood, Omunina, they all did what she did. So there was nothing untoward about the Madam Tokono Eyeno. But because NDC had already planned, say, yeba resetted judiciary, unanimous 7, unanimous FC, they decided to do what they did. I mean, using the law in a manner that is abusive of Article 146. For me, I at the end of the day, the Chief Justice, sworn in. We have sworn him in, but it does not mean that justice has been done. We shared the speech, the president's speech, also on the day now. What did the president say? The president was saying, or no dear, because yesterday I was listening to the president, and Nyamahoka said, the judiciary and then the executive should work together. And he was even saying, we should be able to agree to disagree. Say case ekotiawa. Accept it as it is. Because unim say, the process has been fair. Whether the case is against you or for you. But ironically, this is the same president who talked from both sides of the mouth. Can say because enuna convenient to him. Because during the 2021 presidential petition, this same president, and you said foot soldiers, and you said foot soldiers are omunam nama, omu serial calling. No, Onuankasa was nick. Onuankasa nickname the Supreme Court as unanimous FC. Or your press conference or your interviews are I refer to them as unanimous SP. Why? Because he did not believe in Omu verdict. In some of the interrogatory, decisions are Omu taking. Meanwhile, I said in Ketia was telling us, Onu akasa any fair say at the time Omu the case in the court no. Chachikata see Charlie Moon ni evidence bia and Timun modification court. Or see on fair entina or court no. I have to say, I see for evidence, Brown, on our evidence of fear. These NDC people have bastardized the judiciary. They have called them names. They have turned the judiciary around, giving all manner of things. Look, lead up to the election, John Dramani Mahama was telling us the Supreme Court no crown. He said, there has to be a ceiling. And then he was thinking, okay, we must have a conversation where we can have a ceiling maybe around 15 or something like that. Meanwhile, the very moment Ghanaians mistaken to abandon, do you know what he did? He came and then appointed 7. 7 justices of the Supreme Court at a go. It has never been done in the history of this country. Say a president just decided that say, look, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, or he replaced some justices of the Supreme Court, but one tena preko and offer nipa 7. Say mumbra, and look at what this man did, John Dramani Mahama did. About over 60 already, and opake our court, the Court of Appeal judges, High Court judges, meanwhile, this same man will come and tell you, say, oh, the MPP has packed the court in this annual. Within 1 year, 1 year cry, you do 1 year cry. Look at the number, almost getting to 69 or so. Our packet. Just imagine, averagely, 4 years, how many will he pack in in all the other courts, Court of Appeal, even Court of Appeal, High Court. Then we have the regional tribunals, and also the regional tribunals and the Supreme Court, and then the Chief Justices. Because by the time I will be free, we don't even know the number of Chief Justices, because we are also in Nurano. By the close of next month, by the end of next month or call retirement, he has opportunity to appoint another one. And I know, say you
by the end of next month,
next year.
Because says 68.
68
in the crowd.
December way. Obenya 69 December way.
Obenya no 26 December 69
yes.
26.
Until by the close of next year.
Yeah.
Or call
because the retirement age is 70 for a Chief Justice.
70
in this country.
Yeah. He is just going to manipulate the judiciary. And especially because already...
Who is going to do the manipulation?
John Dramani Mahama, he has started manipulating the judiciary. He has packed the courts.
Okay.
Court are no complaining, say, Obi a pack, within 10 months, pack it. On packet, as a packet. To say blocks. Okay. Obi packet to her. Or no ban or unpack or dismantle blocks. Ojurigui.
No, I say,
and also said the way I no pay. That's manipulation of the judiciary. That's 1 month, 1 year. And imagine, say, you have 4 years to go. 1 year in our years, way. Another 1 year, another 1 year, another 1 year. I mean, can you imagine what will happen in this country?
We are not to a year. Says to say you're 10 solid months.
10 solid months and
as a prison calendar now, so you should
massa. Of course, we must time no dorsal for distraction. This man is going to disrupt everything, and I think said that it is as a result of that notion. Say, oh, Nanado a pack. I don't never pack, especially the Supreme Court. He was only replacing because we call retirement. Now I replace you. Call retirement. Now I replace you for 8 good years. Now would you buy a missive? I mean, it's so appalling, and I will only hope say Bafo Bonne, because Bafo Bonne, no, he's not too political, you know, and I hope say with the experience I own, he has the senior most the Supreme Court, no, or you see our experience, no, to at least stabilize the judiciary and ensure that the right thing is done, but. The most important thing is say or no ankasa no kra no nkofo have already a petition say yen unity. People have already written petition even when he was not even sworn in because or now we're acting.
Yes.
In the acting capacity no yen numa bebre nkofo ni anje.
A bit is saying.
Oh, a bit is say or transfer nkofo akọ numa there's the same you see. The same way, Tokono a transfer Nkrofo, and it was used against Tokono. Say, I didn't know Tokono, Madam Tokono, a transfer or be from one region to the other.
You can't about the judiciary.
Yes.
Nti wadama yenya specific akrasa na be
Tio.
Na wo mahunu.
No Tokono petitions now. Yeah, true against Tokono. No.
Yes.
One of the petitioners, no, Nebonin was that. Oh, Madam. Madam.
CJ Boni awa ye ni bini say.
CJ Boni ni bini say. Wa transfer or no.
Or no ye hwan.
Wa transfer judges.
Okay.
Wa transfer judges biya or ninji. Say, or transfer or move from one region to the other.
Okay.
To him, no, or Felix Tokono, Madam CJ Tokono, 1 year there, Argentina or transfer. And this, was part of the petitions.
You know, a petition, who said transfer in your appropriate.
Yes.
And who said, Sabrenu,
very good.
Transfer Judge Chrono, a free. To Corona, what is so a man tam
exactly.
I didn't call
court to coffee
for man tam for an amazing for Mono.
Acting chief justice then that Bafubone also transferred people. Other people also saw that Argentina or transfer almost sitting on cases or transfer. They are using the same yardstick. Madam Tokono no. Edibo onoso. So what you see. And then onoso, you see, there are certain things, for instance, Chief Justice, administrator, or Chief Justice, apart from the fact that he is the chairman of any court, any Supreme Court way, that is if she is part of the panel. He is also the chief administrator of the judiciary. It is the administrative function of the Chief Justice. Ultimately, can say when a Chief Justice is administering or no function as Chief Justice, you can use it as a reason for her removal. And another administrative function of a Chief Justice to say empanelment of cases. To say case biano nipa lawyer judges are abetina Samson because it will share this idea now. Even if it's even the situation of conflict of interest, it is only the Chief Justice that is mandated by law to empanel. When people are saying, you have interest in this case, and why didn't you let somebody else empanel? The Attorney General is Chacho Chikata, for instance. I mean, this matter came. There are so many other cases, where the Chief Justice was, mandated to empanel. And in Tokono, like this, this argument came. And they used the same argument for Bafubone. You remember, Bafubone too also used empanel other Nkrofua when Bafubone was supposed not to empanel. But because the law allowed him to empanel, he empaneled. So I think, Nipana Enrano, that is the Chief Justice Bafubone. If you see NDC yardstick on did even 3 days, you see the way you see unnecessary petitions. I against Chief Justices now. Even one day on team but as usual, as usual, MPP we believe in rule of law. Believe the Chief Justice alone is not an embodiment of the Supreme Court. It's not the only person in the Supreme Court. He has to work with a team, and then the justice has to be seen to be done. And we share the executives are. The executives, especially when the executives are controlling.
What do you mean?
Executives, no, they are controlling. No, me be executives now. To say the president name, ministers name. See, control almost every facet of your politics. They are the executives. To me. Apart from that, Parliament, or the judiciary, they are controlling judiciary about 2/3. And over the legislature, for instance, they are controlling 2/3. And over the judiciary, they are packing every court. It's at the end of the day, John Dramani Mahama will look like a demigod who has control over almost everything in this country. And that will be the beginning of the end of this country's democracy. And we don't, our forefathers didn't anticipate, say, there will be one day where one person will accumulate all the powers of state. And if you see the omudis our powers in the year, the papa at the pony. And that is by manipulating all the other organs of state. That's it.
Sorry for me estima dunum no na wo baaye no okonkon ho ma wo ba mu nti e ka no ensimanson me ma na te afiri ho na de aka no yetime de ato aso we si de na si bo nti koya pi wo
oh say you say uchi is strong pa so some uchi is too strong sometimes we can say
that's it.
Yes.
It's your friend from maybe na wujina no CJ ho no na.
Okay.
Ye nko kana enforce den so.
Okay. My sister, yeah.
Unia saka salia say ye de petition and e di dwuma enka justice for bafo boni. Enra wanya ni tie didim si aso ni in. Enka ne na obe enjoy the office no. Kai de so achina na ya hon no.
Let me tell you pa. Hey. Yeah, mama yanka no kure kakra why?
How?
So is it today that my brother Saka Salia any omo MP before no they now have the guts to say that even when in the face of a petitioner we should declare a person guilty. In
the face of a petition. What does that mean?
So you are saying that some group of people have just petitioned for the removal of the CJ that was sworn in yesterday. They have just petitioned. And let's wait and see what happens to the petition. You cannot declare him a guilty man when the petition have not been sat on.
It's when you are doing say indeed petitions need be about.
But you see, you are the very person who is here saying that the procedure that was used to remove Justice Tokono.
No.
Just to relate him.
And everyone
Michine nye.
Okay. Ude afa franka kakra.
Okay, me that's it.
The corn beef crown to the be ANNOH you
small. You are here saying that the criteria that was used to remove Justice Tokono in one breath, na enye. And you are the same person who is drawing a conclusion when just a petition has been filed against someone. Have we gone or have we come?
So if you use the same yardstick, he will not survive it. Unsurvivable.
But
because you're useless.
You see, did he even take the time to tell us that okay, so and so person have petitioned, this person have been empaneled wrongly, or this person have been transferred wrongly due to? No, I mean, come on. Let's credit ourselves a bit. Okay, yeah, mama credit no a bit, because you see, the same person you are defending today, Justice Tokono, is the one who told us that no matter how many noises we make, but the law is the law.
But the law in this case is not the law.
I want you that the law is not the law.
The law in this case is not the law. You are not using the law.
What has been applied wrongly?
If you misuse the law, it's not the law.
And I'm asking, what has been applied wrongly?
You know,
it has been determined, say, this particular article, this particular clause of the Constitution, or so and so, has been misapplied.
Or do you want me to tell you?
Tell us.
Yeah, Article 146 was applied wrongly.
No. I'm not talking about the removal of Justice Tokono.
So that makes
we are
the law
talking
not
about
the law.
we are. Oh.
Sharif, as I say, I'm no what saying. So when you student lawyer be, now obisa say, Ora Sharif, na me tie wo me menti so. Former Chief Justice Tokono. Na ne ko adu pa ne sen ya, na be ka che.
We had issues of
Ora Saka resist our concern no keke.
Yes.
It's you having the opportunity to person or clear when you're law student.
Two key issues.
One.
First one, issues of misconduct. She did against in the process of using her office. Second issue.
Misconduct, baby.
Yeah.
That was
it's so vague.
Come.
Saka.
That was the one that relates to the transfer of some workers within the judicial service.
Okay.
In the process of the administration of certain cases, you empanel some judges for a particular case. Okay, the case is still ongoing. The case has not been determined. Then maybe if you have a personal interest in that matter, you decide to transfer a particular judge out of the jurisdiction of the court. That particular case is being heard
to
a different.
Well, do not idea no. Misconduct against in the office.
Yes.
And I would say, Mammy,
yes.
Or the cases Emma a judge phobia.
Yes.
Our court or more no moody assem no one.
You know she has
now
the
assembling court said your no CPR.
Yes.
Or what interest one assembling to
yes.
no one transfers our judge.
Yes,
what case
yes. She made some of those transfers.
Okay.
And those ones were used against her in some of the petitions that that led to her removal. That is one aspect. The other aspect relates to issues of procurement. Okay. Then also, oh come on, there were some issues that relates to her office furniture within the judiciary, cabinets and whatever that were supposed to be procured to furnish some buildings that were under renovation within the judicial service. And then she decided to use a particular aspect of procurement that was not authorized. She didn't pass through the right channels in the award of those.
So I mean, who was the
petitioner? I think who was
the petitioner in this matter?
Allow.
Okay. I think
allow. Sheriff.
That yes.
Okay,
that one also was another issue. It was used in determining her fate as far as her removal was concerned. The third one was the one that relates to her travel issues. Okay. Now, you have been given an office, and then the office requirement is that if you are to embark on a trip, they have given a clear-cut criteria and spelled out all the category of people that you are authorized to travel with using state resources. And so, if you go outside of that category and then you decide to include your family member, be it your husband, be it your wife, be it your child, or any other person, definitely, the law will be used against you with respect to that. So, I think, sir, in responding to your question, if there is any first-year student of the law, Constitutional Law 101, I think that person should be able to use just even these three scenarios I have given alone to make a justification, say, this alone constituted enough grounds for the removal of the outgone Chief Justice. You understand that? So, I don't get it when our brothers try to paint a very gloomy picture, as if, say, the president had a hand, it's an NDC affair, they clearly made up their mind before they even came into office, they are packing the judiciary, they have already appointed about 69... I mean, all these ones are neither here nor there. You see...
Okay, 1 minute.
Sharif,
sorry.
Just a year ago, when there were complaints about the appointment of judges to the judiciary by President Akufo-Addo, what was your response? You responded by saying that if they needed the numbers to beef up the system so that the justice delivery system in the country could be better, why not? The president have every opportunity to appoint, because there was no upper ceiling, and there is still no upper ceiling anyway that has been given to the president as far as the appointment of these judges and other officers to the Superior Court of Judicature is concerned. So, only for you to turn around few months down the line to start complaining because it is a different person who is in power and that person is making similar appointments. But you see, let me use this place to just summarize my argument. It is not someone of the caliber of Justice Paul Bafo-Bonne that should be elevated to the high office of Chief Justice. And then you people will come and start mounting these kind of complaints, casting aspersions, innuendos, and so on and so forth. This same Justice Paul Bafo-Bonne was elevated to the Supreme Court by your own government under President Kufuor. Is that okay? So, if President Kufuor appointed someone to the Supreme Court, and that person has served in that capacity since 2008 up till date, how can you now turn around to say to start making these kind of complaints as far as the activities of that person is concerned? Now, after his appointment to the Supreme Court, he has contributed in diverse ways towards our justice delivery system, as I earlier on indicated. And so, all those things that he has done, all his contributions, as far as our justice delivery system is concerned up to date, should be taken care of. Indeed, under so many circumstances, even though there is no clear-cut criteria that seniority is a requirement for you to become Chief Justice. But of course, he was sidestepped on so many occasions. And so many people who are even, who are junior to him were promoted to occupy those offices. But it never raised any issues. So if this is his time, and this is the time God has ordained for Justice Paul Bafo-Bonne to be elevated to that high office, and I think that the good people of the Republic of Ghana and all the other arms of government need to embrace it and then give him the needed support so that the justice that we require of him and the entire judicial setup will be gotten from him for the good people of Ghana.
Sharif Kantanjari, yes sir. Yes. Here NDC and Arten Kano. Na me catch on see a besan so Ghana Armed Forces saying one see the see no ama ye nia da hose wo man. Nti say oma omo ana e apply ni nyina no emme bodom pem obi aye baako. In other words, wo hunu say omo nyina ba be hia wo ba bi akosa na omo don so nti no anhwe ya na de ni siesi no yase atebio. Wo hwe mpanifo so kwa akasa mu a ose nipa mienu pe na tiwi ase omo sesa wo madwen. Then nipa mienu no me tintin decision be taken no they will never change their mind. One of them said be bakwasea ene ba ku nso enyankopon na Ghana to enyanyame ene yensan so nye bakwasea nti yenye sua hunu bi afidi si ye ni mu nti penifo chance are strategize say ya woda ena oma kwan na said the mampani kan so omfa hye ento akran ade ne so no exercise ne so no they say de omone mampani chance di nkomo mampani hye wo mo so omonko ye de eye no omatena se and we must fix it and Yama 102. And so, Yami Adma Yawoda or Makwaina, watch it move from the Ghana Armed Forces and the public relations as well. Yes, sir. This time around, and yeah, Airworks Sports Stadium Mkwan. What the other places, Kahun, Ewo, Accra has saying. It's other places in the Sudruwa, you better to say your polling station centers, no. There will be different centers within the particular place in Obeko. And you better cap number beer. I have say center way, number way, and ye dear chuma. It shouldn't be more than 600 under a particular sector. Now, some mudruza center wanna a more than 600 and penny phone so ye woman. And this time around, omo report now omo diabana was saying. Omo ano omo ye omo form me the committee in charge of this exercise and no so jam penny for no. Yasesan wo mu nyina. Mienu kra de yes wo mo ntranche na hwehwe mu nkoso e wo de si ye nimu. And no maka no so de ya ho mu nyina agu nchen and ya fa a different set with a different plan omo de ye atwuma ya woda. Inti said me kan was say enye Airworks Sports Stadium. Baby to say Air Force Base Bema Camp eka ho. Obesia yusu Tradlock or so tema for the no or the honso beka ho. Na I think where teshi right and after the Eastern Naval Command when I tema no obe yusu eno aka ho and then within those places in so no obe set up different centers within that place are money panel and chess. Saka, sounds share for free of saying.
Yeah.
Are you okay with it?
First of all, I think say I'm not okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not okay. I'm not.
I didn't hear.
You wait. I mean, I will explain to you.
But,
I mean, you're okay back to say. Because you shrink nipa. You shrink more than 6. Who say? I mean, even up to now, and the government, any Ghana Armed Forces, up to now,
I should more than 6.
Yes, yeah, because I mean, we share social media and other places. You see 6, even news anyway. You see 6 in a woo year, 5 critical 5 were internal way. I use okay. Then there were 12. ICU.
Yeah.
And
intensive
12.
care units.
Yeah. And a 12. Critical condition. As at now, more critical condition. Obi, media for my business. How is their condition now?
The last update, we're told that they are responding to treatment.
So responding. When was the last update?
Will be free.
When was the last update?
Or main kind cry for me newsroom in any 3 days and you may.
Even cry. I'm gonna say nipa 6 cry.
Yeah.
The difference between when I say be before.
Sure.
Any brony phone and I can say I'm on the phone. And they say no, value life. We don't value human life. That is the difference between us and them. If it were them, even the army commander would have resigned. If not the president of the country. Say President Nana, your friend is John Dramani Mahama resign. At least either the minister in charge of the armed forces or the army commander would have resigned. But the way
I think when you're under the defense ministry, right?
Yeah.
And now our acting defense minister is our former.
So he should have resigned. I mean, the finance minister should have resigned then. Because if you know, say, at the end, to combine both finance and the armed forces and a defense now, you don't take it. That's Konongo Kaya. And I'm sure, say, if we had given it to somebody else, we would have gotten better results. The results now more than this. Sometimes because that is what they should have envisioned. That's what they should have envisaged long ago. Because it doesn't take any scientific way to reason that you don't allow 22,000 people into a smaller space, even to the extent say pack your more in the front at the frontage and then just open. Obimukra are telling us say now there were dogs, there were armed forces dogs that were unleashed on them, and that was the reason why stampede neighbor. That is what some people are telling us. That's what some people are telling us. Say, Omu, you see dogs. I mean, if you go to social media, you see all these things. And I think, say, whether true or not, that is not my problem. My problem is, say, you don't allow 22,000 people.
You see dogs. Say how?
Oh,
may try say.
Some of the recruits, I mean, some of the were telling us, say, Omu
yeah.
Omu push say
Omu call Air Sports Stadium hono.
Yes. It's like as usual. Some people were not going. It's Omu you see this abrochire Omu dogs now. Omu you see security dogs. You know.
Are they criminals?
That is
how?
That's how they are considered. I mean, that's how they are considered. Those who unleash the dogs on them.
No, I think probably there's more to this. That's the
reason why I'm saying, sir. The investigation has not been exhaustive.
A form, constitutes 200 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
What 20 forms?
22,000. Just imagine 22,000 people buying, and this one is only Accra. And almost all the regions, so you won't for. Meanwhile, you are on.
The okay,
yeah. That is what I hear. Yes, that's what they said. I mean, if you go to social media, just go to social media, say dogs were unleashed on the recruit and see their ever pop up. Just do that right now, and then I'm not the one manufacturing it.
But do you have a proof?
I am not the one manufacturing it. I'm saying, if what the has anything to go by, then we need more probe into this whole matter. We are not saying who make it the allegation. It is what we hear. And we are just saying
something to substantiate it.
No.
Because this is a bigger
No,
platform.
we are not saying but we are saying if that statement banded around has anything to go by, then we need more probe into the matter. So that some people will face the consequence of their actions. No, you don't just gloss over all these allegations and say, hold it. Yeah.
So me start to on this issue, no?
Yes.
But he kind of told her say, 2 of the officers, I know the committee no a jumane sha woman san hono. Ye yi woman sin chen say. The woman here, hold on.
It should extend beyond 2, no? That's the point I'm making.
Saka.
Yeah, it should extend beyond 2 people.
Mama no see.
And yet 2 people can cause the death of those.
Fufu say man can uni. Me anu no. We the key frontiers no. Ya you must in chen say. Dey see ye no. Then ni say eba no saa.
Yes.
Eti no matter what, I was saying hwehwemu koso.
Of course.
Na ye be hwehwemu na se kura no. Eni for se mo ntena nche. And na wo mo maka no so no. Ye good the whole committee, the old one. Ye yi omo nyina sin chen. And he set a new one. And I catch I was say, and penny for say, even the new one, yes, a 15 year yama or muye my pair. Letter no, yama or munina, and titia bini, ya true my business is in yama bia, yam for ya day, alcohol. And so now the intention is that this very one, say ni nenko, and I won't so make it an allegation.
Do you know the reason why I mean, person and say, who be some from the beginning say, it is my satisfied and I see my yes satisfied but I could say the reason being say if 6 people should die, let's even take it to the number no 6 and you know tibiemuni suffer harsh what do you call it let's even take it say nipa 6 in the woo. Well, the first thing you do is say you have to do investigation, set a committee, let them come out with the investigation, let the committee come out with a recommendation. Then you use that recommendation going forward. Say, there is no recommendation. Nobody knows what happened. And then you jump to continue with the event. How about maybe new things are we? How about maybe say, and also at the end of the day, and also bet me ama in the process. Why can't we let the committee just give the committee like 2 or 3 weeks to come out with their findings, and then based on the findings of the committee, then you use it to establish a new one. Say what you say. You haven't done any of this. As if say it is so compulsory. Your my deadline be say by this time. Say I need soldier for now. BBC. It tells you, say, we are not serious. We don't value the lives of those we lost. Even if nobody had say Obikra and Wua, say Bikra and Shrinukwan, it is so human. I mean, our humanity tells us, say, you cannot just go and put people over the sun. Took them through rigorous training. In some other areas, you go to immigration and other places. I even understand some people died. Even the training, it's not everybody that or justify your inclusion. You have to know the condition of that person. And I wish say anytime. No. I think say they should even before you even let the person justify the inclusion through some rigorous training and rigorous exercise. You need to even examine them first. So there's some bees.
But don't we examine or show my poem and son the camp work started training? Is that what
not the training? even the even the mass selection process.
Mass recruit no
yes.
no.
Yes, you should know.
You should know. Top forms no 200 cities
yes.
And Kenya then.
Yes.
First of all, medicals.
No, listen. You can do medicals without having to even see them. First of all, I have said in several other radio stations, say there are other ways of screening them without necessarily bringing them, at a particular place, to examine their physicalities. That number one, as part of the criteria for you to come, they can say, first of all, whoever want to buy the form, you must be able to run like 13 seconds.
Okay.
100 meter per, 13 seconds in 100 meters. And then you should be able to run like 30 minutes without break. And then you should have a height of this. You should give the height. And then your age like this. Oh yeah, when you know we are. I don't think say Obi Bebaho one meet those criteria.
Oh, you think so?
No. Say nipa. You yourself would have screened that person. Oh, way back. Okay, have you met all these criteria? I'll say yes. Then you'll be able to know, say, oh, nipa way no. If I take them through the screening process, I will not have problem. After all, the primary criteria, no, or more qualified. But when you don't give, when you don't give a primary, you see, in most other jurisdictions, they have primary criteria, they have secondary and tertiary criteria. You have to pass through all these things. And the first primary criteria is very important. And because I am primary criteria, no, any Tom, Dick and Harry will just come. Obi or on to mean about army forces. Because one catcher said, you should be able to run at this pace per hour. You have not indicated that in the form. All these things has to be done. 50% would have been disqualified naturally. But they don't put all these things together. And secondly, to say, we have segmented them, some will go here. So, I see this Nyansa being all of a sudden discovered. This is mundane. Where anybody with average intelligence would do. Say, we don't have to put everybody in a particular place like that. We have to segment them. We have to, ensure, or be mobile Sunday, or be mobile Saturday, or be mobile Thursday. These are things that somebody with obtuse even intelligence should know. You don't do this thing and come and tell us. I also said, with the killing of 6 people. I think that people should resign. This country, one thing, the culture of resignation is not there. And even when there's a compelling situation for people to resign, people should be pushed to resign.
Dogs were being unleashed.
That is what I saw on social media. You go to TikTok and other places, you see it.
Oh yes, as far as Instagram, it's
checking the year.
It's not true.
Checking the year. I saw it. Checking the year. No, you let me.
Saka, but as far as I'm concerned,
okay.
Even though you force the course on a young sefem, a young papa, then so baby, I would be free banner dear. I'm sorry, I have to tell you the truth. And you know, Chris here until so be mame a full evidence to prove what you're saying.
Okay. No, I'm not saying there yet no but I'm saying that there are allegations of this.
Yeah, my sister.
So we okay. Say Ghana forces say so watch chem one more nyina nwu apata ba akọ na bia ya ba akọ ase.
And so na remember issue no proper.
Okay.
I mean responded to EB na or opese on push it across. My brother Saka is trying to tell us that for an issue like this, an investigative committee should have been set up so that the committee will look into the matter. and finally and get some kind of findings and recommendations before, government shouldn't have rushed to continue the process. That's what he's trying to say. I just want to ask him a very simple question. Can you tell us the single problem in this country that an investigative committee have been able to solve? Look, my sister, so many things have happened in this country. And anytime some of these issues do occur, they tell the government usually will set up a committee. These committees will sit, take certain allowance, and so on and so forth, compile reports. At the end of the day, the reports are not being implemented. That is not that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is for us taking a seat aback, reflecting, and realizing that no, this process that we took was actually wrong. And thankfully, we have a listening government. And government decided that, look, let's pause the program, the process for a while.
Yeah.
Let's look into the nitty-gritties of the matter. They paused the program for some few days and decided to come out with this roadmap for us to move ahead. And so we should be speaking to the fact that if we should be asking ourselves the question whether this roadmap can really solve our problem. Again, the point I'm trying to make.
Going forward, no.
Going forward. Now, I am of the opinion that this Georgesburg style of recruitment, lumping everybody up, at the whole of Accra converging at one center, the whole of Kumasi converging at one center, and so on and so forth. Our numbers are increasing, and that one can no longer augur well for our system. And so we need to fine-tune things going forward. And so, if the Ghana Armed Forces Command have seen the need to now segment the various people who have the applicants into various categories at various centers to participate in the process, I think this one is a feather in our cap. It's a very good step going forward. So now we are being told that yes, at least 600 people per center. I think it is fine. Rather than us lumping all of them up for some of these incidents that have happened before, maybe to have reared its ugly head again. So I think we should rather be commending the leadership of the Ghana Armed Forces. And I also think government have done the needful by dissolving the initial committee that was leading the process, taking out some of the lead members of the committee for some new people to be given the opportunity to take us through a different route.
Why must we commend the Ghana Armed Forces? On the grounds of what?
We need to
Are you telling me, sir, yet here in Fiebebrainy, Ghana Armed Forces, omo pinning down, omo challenges are omo shia, omo ye recruit say, and it never occurred to them, sir. A brano, my recruit, I'm a who say, yeah, nipa bodom, pim, ya omo ye challenges, and emu sebi, yamene a woman nipa wunti, no na yente. The challenges in Ibia.
I think sir, I first of all admonish that what has happened is in bad faith. And it was preventable. Okay?
Yeah.
It shouldn't have even been allowed to happen in the first place. But of course it has happened and it has happened. There's no way we can turn back the hands of time to make it look as though we have not lost the 6 lives. To make it look as though several people have not been injured, and so on and so forth. But we are going forward. What should we do? And I'm saying that the steps that the Ghana Armed Forces is taking currently going forward are worth commendation. Why? Because in the first place, some of those who led the charge that led to this an ugly incident have been dissolved or taken out of the committee. I think it's a feather in our cap. Then also, a new process have been put in place. A new schedules and timelines have been put in place. New venues have been outlined. And then the participants or applicants alike have been given some information to take part in the recruitment at the various centers that have been allocated for them.
Sharif, only omo fan common be say, say finance ministry. Combining that with the defense ministry for now. Yes, ya can't bomb. Then my temporary decision say, yeah, what to sound for the finance minister.
Yes.
And acting as a defense minister. Two key sensitive sectors, me know, and about Kufukra.
Yes.
Do you side with Omo Ekase? Mampeni, can you defense minister or no one steer the affairs of this exercise solely and Kbia? And your man soon to me, say you. Would you side with that person?
Of course, we all need to admit that finance ministry alone is already a very huge burden on anyone that it would have been given to handle. Thankfully, our good brother, Honorable Atoforsen, is doing a very fine job over there. And the defense ministry also is actually a very huge burden for anyone else to have handled. But of course, we were in a crisis situation. And then the circumstances at the time were very remorseful. But of course, government activities must continue. And so if it is in the superior wisdom of the appointing authorities that in the meantime, let's allow someone who has already been appointed as a minister to act in capacity as defense minister for the time being, I think it is something that we should commend for that period of time. Of course, just very recently, the report for the disaster that occurred leading to the death of the defense minister and the environment minister was put in the public domain. And so we should now anticipate going forward, say, the president in his superior wisdom should now be able to appoint someone to act in official capacity, proper capacity as our defense minister, substantively. So for that one, I think it was the exigencies of the time that compelled the appointing authorities to let a different minister play oversight responsibility
but a quick
for
one,
the time being.
Sharif, a quick one. So the memoir came in 2 minutes now. Second Subenya 2 minutes was 7 home. There's another school of thought say, oh my Ghana, if you be brainy, Abribia say Ghana Armed Forces. It's virtually every year and on your recruitment. The security agencies, the police, the Ghana Armed Forces, immigration, prison service, fire service. On your recruitment, omunim, adwuma na omu wom no. Enim nipa dodo a omu hia. But it's the large number omu ton forms no. Esi another concern na nkrofo ebisa say na wonim say bia wo hia nipa be apem 1,000 pe. Nti yentumi nye bibi mfanfa. Obi nka say ton just the 1,000 because even a normal corporate environment here scout and craft for an MD or a secretary crown no ye biem ema nipa dodo e dey wo mo certificate ba but ye wo ba bia duru nso so a manager timika say no it's fine ye nya nipa be 20 it's okay yan kate na ye nya bibi ye ntimi nya bibi mfa ye de ne ho since ye betwa agum 200 cedis forms ye beton a large number of people. It's not only this government. Successive government e ko nyina sa na ye niema wo man Ghana ha say moving forward no munsusu say ye bibi fa wan kebebo.
I think this is a very fantastic question. But what most people fail to appreciate is the fact that recruitment may be done almost each and every year. But the screening processes are not done every year.
Okay.
You understand? So, for instance, if Ghana Armed Forces open their portal this year and the large numbers apply, the large numbers who have qualified are called for the screening and body selection process.
Okay.
I get the point. Now, when you go through the screening and body selection process, they are now being segmented and called as and when they are required to come to training school for the various trainings. So don't be surprised, say, this government may do this screening and body selection this particular year, 2025. And they will use these applicants from this 2025 up to until 2028, but they'll be recruiting every year. Maybe they'll go into the numbers, pick some 1,000 or 2,000 of them in school. And when they are done, maybe the next month or two, they go into the numbers again, pick another 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, and so on and so forth, until maybe the 4-year period is elapsed. So you may not see the application portals being opened every year, but you may see the recruitment ongoing almost each and every year. You get the point? Now, when portals are opened, almost everybody who have interest in contributing to the development of this nation as far as our security services is concerned and those who have the zeal and desire to work there, they try to go and purchase these forms and apply. I get the point. But unfortunately, some of them in their deepest of minds even know they are not qualified in the first place, but they try to go and do their try and error. Okay. For instance, you see that they give an age criteria 35 years. You are 36 or 37, but you decide to go and purchase the form to go and apply and see whether your application will be successful or not. You apply and you are rejected. I get the point. Now, they have given an age, a height limit. You are not up to that height limit, but you decide to go and purchase the form. Other forms of screening, maybe whether your eyes are okay, whether your ears can hear properly, and so on and so forth. And other criteria that people may not even be qualified, but yet still, they have the hopes and anticipation that maybe for one reason or the other, they may be allowed to go through the process. Okay, now, all these people purchase these forms, and the numbers soar up. And then at the end of the day, they are not given the opportunity. Indeed, I still recall in 2019-2020, when the recruitment portal for Ghana Immigration Service was opened, and about 84,000 people applied. Meanwhile, the Ghana Immigration Service was looking for a little of over only 4,000 people to recruit. Okay. So I think it is something that we should reignite the conversation so that so that a different route can be found around this our recruitment process, such that what pertains in most of the developed countries can be adopted down here, so that from time to time you can even apply, you can even be granted an interview online. Okay. You can even be interrogated even in your absence, even still at your home, because your details are there. They can let some experts come around, do traces, find out who you are, get to know more about you, do the confirmations and so on and so forth, even without you knowing, rather than us converging people at vantage points each and every year for some of these processes to take place.
Saka, one enkomone fa be ya adwen se ebre ko nanimu no enye Ghana Armed Forces nko a ya bambo adwuma eku ahodo ni nyina se ye be fa nipa no yen hyanse ni nkomo bibo ni be kasa education bi nkofom na omamu ade hyente ase se enye wo se ye se ye pe 6 feet now they always say me sha me 5.4 ayi it may try me luck.
Maybe they will consider me.
Yes, say, yeah, pe obi an body selection ye say so enu ho no kra na bia na medidi na memu ayedu ana me ye fast am so atenti let me still apply. And you might be one thing say I was see a chance here dear moon come man form. Now they share tears and not one hand no cry me far forms and not.
You see, Matthias here, the Okano Matthias here, me di kanyaka say ka yetimi ye no sa ka 50% of microphone mo ko hono ka mo be reduce. But you see, the reason why a year problem we are ye can because of politicians. Unim ye ka age for instance. Sam George for instance was telling us say omo be for NDC for 36 years 46 years this annual say ye ma omo kwan na omo fa. I'm telling you, may see it is because of politicians. Because when you know Ghana Armed Forces at the age bracket, all politician of which Sam George is one of them. He said that be better NDC for 36 years. And those who are going there, they know say or they are not qualified. Obimu no say they are not qualified, but they think say politicians no say 80 or NDC by all means. And that is the problem that we have. Politicians who speak from both sides of their mouth. Or mono, they don't care whether the nipa na or mudi nipa na or qualify or not. Once a nipa near or no party ni. You see, and especially when we come to the armed forces this year, they have gone through a lot, and I think say we only need reset the minds of even the NDC.
Your mama's reset.
Okay? Yeah, you have to reset the NDC Ankasa. The NDC Ankasa, including the armed forces, has to be reset. For instance, the helicopter crash. Helicopter. No, mami we know with the helicopter. Mami we with the helicopter because there's one thing now. Nkrofo anka. One, if a helicopter will fly, the first of all has to be a weather report. Besides, that helicopter now echo crash no. Whether they have the weather report and whether the weather report was positive. Nobody is talking about this thing. When the Elwak matter came, then it came as no surprise to us because
did you listen to the leader of the team that conducted the
what did he say? Tell us whether there was a positive weather report that allowed the helicopter to fly. All these things are coming up and nobody is saying anything. It's Elwak Wenu is just a cap in the feather of the armed forces when it comes to doing things bad.
Saka, me da se papa fa de shivama ade de enkomo ni nyina si me maintia needs 100.9 and I would say yen kan me pa yen fa sedan farmer Konu Ghana Limited wa wadamenti and your chance this enkomo nyina esomo ewo me mainti tumedie no eso pa me kan wo say Konu Ghana Limited de Mr. Q ewo dwaso mema drop rekope ma wo gina brand wa hoodin fam empa so komodie wudi ma ne wudi esiye no oba na sanso ate wonka Konu Ghana Limited say ona Mr. K so kenyan be ma wa hoodin no esan say obi wo hwa na hoodin no wo fam kakra wode bo ani say wona esene yo no wokọ mese oni nyina no ma ebu papa obi wo nso a owie empa so agudie se be ma na ne sisi ni kotodwe nyina tutu no na ye ne ya pa cho yo ho adre wan ebusu mi system no mo ahoden foforo kenyan wakono se be ma na mo akono no ne watinka no ejina so che opem so oba ho beba na chese bibia awiedu mese wono Mr. Kewa ebebo papa Konu Ghana Limited wo kai wo mo no bia wo mo de badwa so de ya na akire o san so de hunchun capsules wo dwa so de boasa be ma wo postrate no odwonso no hyphen de demetwitwa sisi tabi odwonso na wo be ma na wote yi a ewo mu dwonso ni ntimi nsa so yo emma chance say ba na ubema ni mu ya wo ya me so ntwe ma na nyansa wan na wo ma ya hye wo mbema mu roba no eduru ba bi na se wo mo ka wo ma kosem a enyasem ketwa ni so kran betata sa bre wa wo kwan se wo no madure de me so hye asiesie wan na postrate na meche wonsem HNY grunus no wo dwaso ujibi no mu eboa ema low sperm count no ekenya wo sperms ni mu ama emoa wa no ho ade wo fom no ema wo ma ho ade foforo na omoye nome na opi wo mo sa no a na de ba na ebegu oba na yase na chese bibia ye kama na wanya ba ne bi wo yefunu ne mu arababa zen capsules ne wo hose wo ba wa fichi kro no a eno so emmeyie no e wo se ba na fuanson wo de no ema na fuanson na fuanan no so a emma na fuanan no so kro beba no a e ba toto na mogya to ankaka bi de demoba entwema na nyansa wan eno na ejinegina ho cha na e for haw e di abre woni padua Arababa zen capsules no more esiesie wo so oba na o menses na aba kama na wa ye fresh kin tablet no so wo se BP no e be hwe na amana ye normal so obi wo ha ne BP no etete no na nansen kura no wo ho BP asam ne ye ka ne sie ni se wo twentwe wo ne ase o san se wo twentwe wo ne ase asabi na e ka wati kodo wa konse do etimi so je Konu Ghana Limited wo mundu amabobo so en na ensiesie papa license chemical shop pharmaceutical shop and afin so Heban shop ahodo Moni Konu Ghana Nkasa was 0244 139 176 and 0204 139 176 afi 0274 139 176 and yadi adwumade no nyina esie yetena se me maintain yedi nkomo e de fan so say yes Chief Justice awoso momai Ghana Justice Bafo Boni edi nkomo no awoso akofra mu san ye de wona nim ni dwumade mo di free vet nsem ni nyina no mote abedwafo nka ewo ho sanso ne yakasa de fa Ghana Armed Forces wo recruitment no a BBC wo ho a eninti nipa nsia efiri mu mpanifo agya adwumade ne konkon ho a feide ya woda na wo mo san hyase ne so no edie mu enkomo wote Owura Sharif Kantanjari ogina mu ma NDC amanyeko no na afei Saka Sanli and Sujinemo Emma NPP Amanyuko no Oro Dame and Afi McJerry Wamona Yemichi Dombo for Sanson and Mianka Saminia Ba Frema Abankro Nadament Abankro Hey Onibe Biako on say Mark Odame ko no ti akra no say onyanti dinasi yo nena mama na kwan wati ase ye enti Frema Abankro Nadament is streaming live on Facebook. Me and me di dwumadi ho chia me ma wo ye nana ama ANNOH TUFFOUR metena mu mame biama kwafo nyame adoma o kira so ye da foforo be sen hia de ekoso wo man Ghana emu wei eye mema nti yakra
Nit FM Neo. What's cool, fresh and trendy with a